Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I do believe the link to the panel is in the description. We are going to have a very focused conversation. I want to talk about a very particular, it's a somewhat taboo subject because in the modern world, men's true thoughts on these things aren't really encouraged. We're not really allowed to openly discuss these things. And even in saying that, I'm going to caution all of my panelists, looking at you, dirty folks, going to caution all of my panelists to kind of um, not go to the extreme with their language or their storytelling or whatnot. Because we're trying to be a new and an improved channel over here. We're trying to be good little Negroes, right? I'm trying to be a good little Negro. And so, we're talking about women, and you know how the YouTube overlords feel about that sort of thing, is all I'm saying. That being said, men, I believe men do have some legitimate observations, concerns, and downright complaints about female leadership. And especially that now that America is on the verge of what legitimately could be the first female, not only the first female, but the first quote African American female president, the first black woman. We actually should have this conversation, even though the YouTube power brokers and the algorithm lords, they don't want men to speak openly about our misgivings and our masculine taboos against female leadership. But that's why I have a channel on YouTube. That's why you guys gotta donate to me directly on Cash App. YouTube, they won't monetize me. I'm still building my way back up to the monetization threshold. So in the meantime, if you want to hear conversations like this, if you want to hear men actually discussing masculine ideas and concepts openly and at length and in depth, and sometimes we might even go a little too far, you got to support the show. You have to keep the channel alive. You got to feed the beast. Everything needs to eat. And support the stream. I don't even know if I got the Cash App address scrolling at the bottom right now, but there it is. We got to keep this thing alive. We do have a panel going, and we're going to talk about men's thoughts on female leadership. So Kamala Harris, like I said, she has a legitimate shot at being president. If you believe the polls, she is ahead of Trump in some polls. She's certainly neck and neck by any real measure. She is a contender by any real polling standard. Some polls put her well ahead even. So we have to talk about this. Not only do we have to talk about female leadership as a concept, but then we have to get a little racial and talk about black female leadership as a concept. And so, the title of the stream is Black Men's Thoughts on Female Leadership. I should have said Black Men's Thoughts on Black Female Leadership, but I didn't want to be completely exclusive, right? I didn't want to just turn everyone away from the conversation because it really is a broad discussion. Men generally don't really take well to the idea of female leadership. And it's not like just an American white male Southern Christian Baptist thing. It's not just even like a European white male thing. It tends to be a male thing across the world, universally, this whole globe, the whole 360 degrees, everywhere you go, men don't really want to be ran by women. There are instances, there are occasions, there are special situations where we accept it. We allow it to continue for whatever cultural indigenous reasons. But as a general rule, men are not ruled by women. And so now we have on the panel Freedman's Journal, Dirty Folks, and Mr. O with the info. Like I said, the link is in the description. We are having an open discussion. I'm going to kick it to Freedman's Journal first. And actually, wait, pause, Freedman. Hold on, everybody. Pause. Wait a second. Before we kick it to anybody, there's one thing I did want to share with the panel. I had this clip queued up, and I just never got a chance to talk about it. And so I'm gonna, I like to have introductory clips to help guide the conversation along. And the Democrats and their obvious struggles with masculinity. We're gonna lead into the conversation with some obvious media examples here, because I like using media examples.
Well, it appears the media is trying to cover for Democrats' issues with masculinity. First, they cast Minnesota Governor Tim
The
Walz
volume's a
as
little low.
quote,
My apologies.
manly man. Now there's this, a Washington Post op-ed, I could not believe this, calling second gentleman Doug Emhoff a quote, modern day sex symbol. It reads in part, Emhoff is secure enough with his own masculinity to sometimes prioritize his wife's ambitions over his own. What a hunk. That's the Washington Post. Can you believe that? That headline is part of a growing media narrative that centers around manhood in the 2024 election, claiming that, quote, two versions of masculinity are on the ballot. Just listen to how CNN anchor Dana Bash sums it up.
They are doing so in trying to put forward male figures, Tim Walz being one of them, Doug Emhoff last night, who can speak to men out there who might not be the sort of testosterone-laden, gun-toting kind of guy who.
I spoke to this the other day.
Hulk Hogan and
we kind of roasted Tim Walz's son. It was tragic.
Or might want to listen to that, but also, in addition, understand that it's okay in 2024 to be a man comfortable in his own skin who supports a woman.
The testosterone-laden men gotta be.
Trying to convince me that it's okay automatically starts out from the default that it's not okay. The fact that you feel the need to convince me, it tells me we're already, this is already the natural default position, and you're now trying to coax me away from my natural default position.
Be on the lookout for them. Tammy, Washington Post, I just want to read another line from this.
I'm seething.
No, that's why I came to you first. You're like jumping out of your seat. But Washington Post, they go on to say perhaps the most appropriate title, progressive sex symbol. Moreover, move over Ryan Gosling. The modern female fantasy is embodied by the man who might soon become our first gentleman. Whoa.
Yeah, stereotypes, right? The stereotypes, but also the underestimation. Who do they think they're appealing to? Do they think it's their own base who is still struggling with what a man is? Or are they assuming that conservatives need to hear this somehow? It's an astounding dynamic. And I would say we must reject, this is an effort to make everything personal. Deeply personal, all about moving the gender argument, that it's gender issues. Let me tell you something that matters to both men and women, regardless of how you present yourself. World War III, joining up for the military. If your son or daughter or husband and wife is going to come home in the next year because of a limited nuclear exchange, whether or not you do have gas in your car to get to work affects men and women. And let me say, when it comes to masculinity, I'm sure their wives think that they're the sexiest guy in the world. I hope they do. But, from Emhoff and his marriage previously, the nature of cheating on one's wife, that's not a masculine trait. That's a cheater's trait. And I think that we have to look at Donald Trump, obviously, as a grandpa, and he doesn't like war, He deals with mass violence, with targeting people. I think that's a big difference that the American people care about.
Kevin, I think there's something interesting going on beyond the surface of all this, and I'm curious if you've seen this just in your day-to-day life and in your business. And New York Times hit on it. They said on one side are young women who are very liberal. On the other side are young men, some of whom feel that rapidly changing gender roles have left them behind socially and economically, and see former President Trump as a champion of traditional manhood.
Right. Why should men support these new gender roles when the new gender roles don't actually support men? They don't support things that are innate to the male drive, things that are supportive of a healthy male psyche, right? The new gender roles do not actually promote a healthy male psyche. They promote other weird things I don't want to talk about.
I have a completely different take on all of this narrative, which has been around for a couple of years now. To me, it's verbal poo-poo. And here's why.
I almost said that.
You know, it's I look at the world I live in. 55 companies now, probably 10,000 employees in them. I don't care what gender they are, what color they are, who they associate with sexually. I couldn't care less. Can they execute their mandate? I don't care where you come from or what your religion is. Can you execute the mandate that you've got? You'll rise up in my organization. I've got every kind of person from every nationality. I don't care. Can you execute? Man, woman, gender, sexy, yada, woof, 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 woof. I sit them down and say, here's a task. Can you get it done? Yes or no? If you can get it done, you're going to move up. You're going to make more money. If you can't, I'm going to fire you.
Now that sounds like reasonable and rational, but here's the problem: with years of experience, right? Hell, with millennia of experience, men have grown untrustful. We are distrustful. I think we are distrustful of women's general competency, right? That appears to be the problem. This is women call that sexism, that men just don't believe in the general competency of women. And which is not to say that there are zero competent women. There are millions at this point. There are millions of women who are generally competent at whatever their job is, right? But there are jobs that men are comfortable seeing women in, and then there are other jobs where men see women in, and we immediately revert to that distrust of her competency. And I think it's something in female, I mean, something in the male nature, perhaps. It's just we are this way.
You know, Cheryl, there's an interesting piece in the Wall Street Journal, and they mention, you know, women are supporting Kamala, Trump are supporting, has the male vote. And they're saying, where's the outreach from either campaign to the other group? And for Trump, you know, I'd love to see them embrace Rubio's agenda of supporting vulnerable women. But from Kamala, there was no outreach to men this week at the DNC, zero whatsoever, despite being 15 points behind in the polls.
I noticed that. And the other thing is that, to Kevin's point, this is why DEI is now less a part of U.S. corporations and some multinational corporations, because it doesn't work and it is pandering and it doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, talk to us about what matters to us: taxes, home prices, gasoline, groceries. That's what's going to connect. But the fact that you're targeting a group based on gender doesn't make sense. And I think it's pandering, and I think it's frankly just stupid.
Emily, and I do want to pull up that poll I mentioned. It's New York Times, Siena, and
It's always okay to target a group based on gender, only if it's women and you're talking nice about women. That's when you can target a group based on gender.
Trump leading among men 55 to 40.
I will say, I just think that the objectification is horrifying. If this was the potential incoming female spouse and the Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, New York Times ran things like that, do you think people would accept that? So what makes it okay that it's a man, first of all? So I am so turned off by them shoving that down our throats. Secondly, Ryan Gosling, please do not go anywhere for the love of God. Not at all, and not for Doug Emhoff. And thirdly, and here's what I find so telling. After the DNC concluded, the New York Times, the bastion of light and illumination, ran a political fashion piece that compared the men and talked about their uniforms. And they called J.D. Vance's beard an emblem of He-Man frontiersmanship that reflected his more traditional approach to gender roles. Now, of course, they cut him down. Yes, they said a lot of more things about why that's terrible. They then went on to talk about Walz and to say how his regular guy cred, his penchant for plaid shirts, Carhartt, Filson, and other costumes of regular guyhood, how attractive that was. And yet the whole point is you see the same brands and the same types of clothes on people like Donald Trump, on Don Jr., and everyone, right? The whole point is everyone wears it. It doesn't matter. But
Well, the left wants you to believe that they don't actually believe in gender roles, right? The left actually would like you to believe that there are no gender roles and they don't promote gender roles. But that's actually untruth. That's a fallacy. The left does believe in a gender role. The gender
Yeah,
role,
about 1,000 of them hood. They got about like at least 1,000 general roles right on the left,
well,
right?
those are genders, but yeah, hold on. Give me a minute. I want to introduce the panel in a minute. Just hold on. But yeah, they got 1,000 genders, but they actually do believe in gender roles. And think about it this way. The left gender role framework is the male as a subordinate. He helps the woman's dreams. He helps the things that are traditionally seen as a woman's housework stuff. He helps with that kind of stuff, right? Those are male gender roles. If the wife wants to do things, he helps the wife get these things done. They see the male gender role as a subordinate role. So the left is not actually against gender roles. They just don't like masculine dominant gender roles.
Media will always make it sound that it is toxic if it is on the back of someone that votes Republican, and it is the next best thing if it's on the back of someone that votes with a D. But they can keep Doug Emhoff and they can keep this objectification.
Those are really stunning examples. And I mean, I think the American people notice at some point, like Joe Biden's spoke covers, Melania Trump does not. I mean, the disparity is rather clear.
Real quick. So 3.5 pretty women talking current news isn't DEI. Like, when do girls know what's going on in the world?
That's Fox News DEI, by the way, too.
That was a good observation.
Anyway, no, that was spot on, and Fox News too. Like, don't assume. You know, people say the woke right, and I don't really agree with that term per se. But there are issues on the right that I do kind of like to stamp down. It's a left leaning kind of thing. It's not woke in the way that people try to attack the right when they say woke right. But still, the right has problems. I wish the right was more like the old school right. This new school right is like a 1980s Democrat, and that's how we got here in the first place with the 80s Democrats. Anyway, Freeman's Journal, you were first up on the mic, and I got another video queued up, but black men's thoughts on female leadership. You want to take the first swing at this? Freeman's Journal, mic check. All right, I'm going to assume he's...
Freeman!
I'm going to assume he's tied up at the moment.
Dirty folks. They got him. Matriarchy got him, and he back on the plantation, bro.
Well, I know he got a little baby in the house, too. Who knows what's going on right now? We'll get back to Freeman in a minute. Dirty folks, what's going on, man? Black men's thoughts on female leadership. Like I said, audience, we have an open panel. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any thoughts you'd like to express on female leadership, black male or otherwise male, please join the panel.
Okay, we call it leaderships instead of leadership. Can we call it leaderships?
Dirty folks, what's going on? What say you?
I think that black men are all for female leadership. Here's the problem with it, though, because I'm not black. I don't care what y'all colors do. But here's the thing: black women leadership will equate to anarchy because there's no rules or structure to it. My dad told me something a long time ago, and it's funny because he got Asperger's, so he think like a girl. But he told me a long time ago when his mind was clear, he said, women are great at repetitive tasks. He said, man, the whole job is for you to go and conquer the world and know when you come back, you will have a sandwich, because that's what she likes, making sandwiches. She makes sure the kids have well, these are regular women. Women don't come in black, but I'm talking about like real women. They like making sandwiches for the kids. You got your lunch, baby? Like, they like that type of stuff. They like remedial tasks. It gives them fulfillment. So black women, they hate everything good. So they hate making the sandwich. That's why they can't cook. They hate following instructions. That's why they want to lead. But they also hate rules. So that's why they disobey them and think the rest of the world. So I believe that the blacks should follow women because they love slavery. And following a woman is slavery. Helping a woman do her domestic duties isn't a good man. You have a lazy chick. If she can't sweep, she's a lazy chick. If her fantasy is to find a husband to buy her a babysitter and a housekeeper, what's your purpose? You's a lazy chick. You can't make me think you throw it back and keep your arch backed up. If you lazy in everything. If you lazy in one thing, you lazy in all things. You's a lazy chick. And the dream of black women is to be a lazy chick with power that people respect, that listen to. And that's what black men deserve, man. Bring slavery back, baby.
Freeman's Journal, if you're back, let us know when you make it back to the show. Mr. O, what's going on, bro? Thoughts on female leadership so far?
Thoughts on female leadership. I give Dalton a good example. Dalton, Illinois. That and uh, I might as well say this Los Angeles too, since Karen Bass is a black woman in charge of a big city. So yeah, L.A. and Dalton. That's your key factors of female leadership. And you see how good Los Angeles and Dalton are doing under said black female fuckery leadership. They're going down like a well on the boat. And I'm glad this is happening right now, Hood. Dirty folks, free men's journal, because we have this documented and video evidence. So when if this ever happens in the near future, they can always use this as a reference point to the madness, the mayhem, and the fucking anarchy and destruction that's caused by black female fuckery leadership. Now, pass the mic.
What's going on? We've been rejoined by Freedmen's Journal. We tried to get you in first on the panel. I guess you were tied up. Well, welcome to the show, Freeman. Any thoughts? Well, what are your thoughts on female leadership? Because, like I said, we are facing a serious female contender for the presidency right now.
If it happens under equal circumstances to men, then fine, right? If not, then so be it. Right. I don't think society is going to lose all that much if we don't have a, Margaret Thatcher or whatever, right? If we didn't have a Sandra Day O'Connor, is Western society going to be held back? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it, right? To encourage it or alter society to promote women into leadership. It's a net negative, because matter of fact, I remember I was thinking about this the other day. Like back in the 90s, right? It was a big thing like, oh, are they going to have women in combat? Remember G.I. Jane and all that? So there was a lady in
Demi
California.
Moore, right? Yeah, I remember that.
There was a lady that became a firefighter, right? And she passed all the male tests. And it was obvious. I mean, the chick had a big head, a thick neck, and like huge shoulders. And you could just see it in her in the interview, right? You were under no illusions that this woman could not pass this test. She could definitely pass the test. That I'm fine with, right? You're going to have a minuscule amount of women in leadership positions or competing with men, etc. Right? That type of society I'm fine with. But right after, Augusta was forced to admit women, that was a cultural demarcation in which we have not slowly, but we have, with gaining speed, gone downhill to promote all types of foolishness from women, whether they're qualified or not. And that's got to stop. So that is my opinion.
I remember in high school, oddly enough, I actually, because I guess because it was a good school. I don't know, they had these kinds of classes, I suppose. But I remember in high school, I had this one class. It was like a women's studies class. And I didn't select it. It's just one of those things they just threw on my, so I had to take
I'll say
whatever.
what you went to.
Right. I just selected. They just made me take it or whatever. It was like one of those, I was like a junior at that point, I think, too.
Man,
No,
they tried to
I
deal
was,
with
I was a
me early.
sophomore. I was a sophomore, and it was like juniors and seniors mostly in there. But anyway, in this women's studies class that I had, I remember the teacher. It was this little teeny tiny white lady, like kind of like one of those, sort of hippie-ish kind of white women. An older, nice, soft-spoken white lady. Nothing really, personally offensive about her, but I remember she showed us this video, and it was like some ABC News type of thing, something like that, an real media thing. And it was Gloria Steinem talking about the fire department, and I guess somewhere in California, Los Angeles, maybe, I guess, but. And I'm pretty sure it was Gloria Steinem in this high school, so it was forever ago for me. But I remember watching this video, and she was saying how women should just be firefighters. And the host of the show, he asked her, like, well, what if they can't actually meet the physical requirements? And she was like, they should have the job anyway. And I remember in high school years ago, I'm watching this moment, and I felt the danger of feminism in that moment. Like,
You know
damn,
what's
like
so
you just
crazy
walk
about
the job. Like, if you get in this burning building and try to carry me out and you can't carry me, we'll probably both die. And it's even worse if you leave me behind and save yourself. It'll be noble if we both die, perhaps, but either
that?
way, it's not gonna work right.
Yeah, women always gonna leave you behind. You know
Right.
what's so crazy about that?
Always.
So Chicago went through that, right? So Chicago had this big burly broad back butch chick, right? And she wanted to be a fire department chick. Cool. She failed. Cool. Because girls are failures, right? That's why you have to lower the standards, right? So she sues. So they lower the standards because she couldn't lift 60 pounds or whatever the case. She couldn't do the physical. Okay, cool. So she ends up getting a job on a retest after a lawsuit and they lower the standards, right? Can't make this up. First day of work. First day on the job, fall off the ladder, break her leg, sue the fire department, get 14 mil, never got to work again.
You
Yeah.
know, I always said that's why I can't mess with the heavy calorie, high calorie type of woman because I always tell men if you ever in a relationship with a woman that's high calorie, you always got to put in your mind that's a fire test that you got to push yourself into. If the house catches on fire, 9 times out of 10, the woman wants you to be her rescuer. So she's gonna jump in your arms or try to jump on your back and want you to carry her to rescue. Now it's up to you, your back and your knees or how much you love your chick here around the house.
Shout out to Face Facts with the 4.99 super chat on Dirty Folks channel. Dirty Folks is also streaming this over here. Support both channels, man. I got the Cash App streaming at the bottom. You can super chat Dirty Folks and his channel. Face Facts says women don't lead; they are government-backed insurgents to cause destabilization socially and economically. And you know what? I agree that they are government-backed in a small context, in like from a purely national
Small?
standpoint. Let me explain. I'm
Small?
making a point. I'm making a point. Let me explain from a nationalistic context, they are government backed insurgents, right? But when all of Western governments move in unison on things like feminism or the immigration thing is a perfect example. When all of Western governments move in unison on a thing, it's more than government backing. But
It's okay.
shout out to Face Facts with the 4.99 super chat. Support the panel, y'all. Feed the panel, y'all. Hold on, somebody was saying something. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Nah, I was saying something I wasn't supposed to be saying because I'm trying to monetize the stream.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I cut you off then. See, we're gonna make each other better. That's what we gotta do. Brothers making brothers better, all right?
I will say this though. Um, Black men follow black women based on. Do you notice how much black women talk about slavery? Even black men don't talk about slavery as much as black women. Black men talk about mythical, magical worlds, and they do anime in their head. Now they Pan African or they Hebrew Israelite. They always got some costume and shit. Like black men make up their own mythos made up by another man's mythos, but nobody talks about slavery as much as black women because slavery was the best time in American history for black women. Like at that time, the only person that could stop a black woman then and now is a white woman. White men, they can't. My homegirl, side quest story. My homegirl calls me at 6:30 in the morning yesterday. Like this one in the neighborhood homie. She FaceTime me. I ain't talked to her in years. I'm like, what's popping? Conversation go on. She said, man, my oldest daughter has a white boy. All my grandkids look white. And she actually FaceTime. She's like, I got custody of my 3 of my 4 grandkids because my daughter, a black woman. And she showed me the kid. I'm like, oh shit, you going to jail. Like it looked like that kid is blonde with gray eyes. Like he looks whole Scottish right. Like, I'm like, wow. Anyway, and she's telling me the story about how abusive her daughter is to her white man. And I know this for a fact because I know girls who marry white guys. And to the point that she tells her white man when her black weenie comes through, like, you need to go in your room and give us some privacy. Go watch the kids or something. And the white man abuses the kids because he can't hit a woman, and she does what she wants to do. And my homegirl tries to stop her, but she can't because mama shit. Anyway, and the point is, when I tell you guys that I don't trust any man with a black woman, regardless of the race of the man, it's because I know he's getting pegged. That is what I mean. So you have a woman issue. Do black men want to be led by women, which is hit and miss? I had a cool Greek supervisor before, but to be led by black women who are not black or women, it's kind of like being led by Voldemort or some shit like that. You have to make your decision based on that. To know that she's going to destroy everything she touched and blame you for it. Like a boom.
Yeah, I think one of the other, and this is a perhaps taboo subject, but this is why we have to have this kind of panel. And I'm on the fence about how much of this panel I want to keep up. So like so far we're good. I really want to keep this discussion, YouTube level, even though we're flying directly into the sun.
Don't be
I
good.
feel
I'm
like we can do that.
monetizing, baby. I'm
Yeah, I
monetizing.
feel like we can do that. I'm with you. That's why I said brothers making brothers better. I'm with you. But I want to keep this above board. But the reason why I said that is because this is another taboo subject I want to bring up in terms of female leadership. Right? I remember I was having a conversation with my mom. My mom told me a story about something happened. See, my mom, she's like she likes Jamaica a lot. She's really into like Caribbean culture ever since I was a kid. Like in the family, like it was a family joke. We used to call her Jafakin and shit because like she was so much into the stuff, and so like she would always go to like well as once my brother and I got older and we like moved out the house, she could do things now. She went to Jamaica a bunch of times, right? And so she's telling me the story about this lady. She apparently some girl she knew in Jamaica is telling us some shit that happened, right? So this boy and this girl live like in the house next door to each other, right? The boy is like 18 and the girl is like 11. And apparently the boy was like creeping through the window at night. And you understand all the things I can't say right now. So he did those things, right?
He was helping her with
All
her
the
homework.
bad things.
He was helping her with her homework. Study buddy.
Yeah, no. It was terrible. It was dark and it was ugly. And my mom told me the story, right? This is what happened. So her mom eventually finds out. And apparently, there's no man in the house or nothing like that. It's the mom and the daughter. Her mom finds out. And so, long story short, nothing happens to anybody. Nothing. It just gets hushed up. And I'm looking at my mom and she's telling me the story. And I've heard similar stories like this over life, like shit just happened to kids and they just bury it. And I'm looking at my mom and I'm like, she ain't have no man, she ain't have no father. And she's like, no. And the way my mom told me the story, she was like in her mind at peace with the quiet, like she was at peace with the fact that nothing happened to anybody. And first thing I say is like, see, if she had a father, somebody's arm would have got broke at the least, like, let alone coming, because the fact that she's so little, it was crazy. It's one thing if they both of a certain age or whatever. It's like you can almost not stop that kind of stuff. It just hurts. But if it's like that kind of young girl type of thing, it's like he really gotta have that nigga owe me some blood. He owed me like a lot of blood. We can't leave until there's blood on the dance floor, and but there's no man in the house, so there's no blood on the dance floor, and that shit burned me up, but it didn't burn my mother up, and that's female leadership. Dave, what's going on, Dave? You wanted the link to the show. I brought you in at an awkward moment, but that's where you
Yeah,
are
yeah.
now.
That's an awkward lead in, man. I don't know what the fuck to say after that, man.
Well,
Yeah,
you had pushback, nigga. Push back on that shit, motherfucker. It's like, nah, I'm good.
that was a setup, boy. I don't know.
What if mom was selling her?
I've seen good women leaders and had good women leaders, in professional life. Um, I never said that women ain't competent and don't be handling their business in their professions. I always said that when it comes to relationships, that's when everything sucks. So, I wanted to give that difference there because, I think a lot of this is just me. You made when if you was the Terminator, what you doing ain't wrong. Now, if you're not the Terminator, you look at this shit and go, "Oh my god, you may be fucking shit
What do
up."
you mean by the Terminator?
I'm
Like
so
speak
look.
plain English.
Like I'm saying, it's a reference point. Like the one thing I don't do is say women is stupid because I didn't seen a lot of too much calculated shit. The outcome will be fucked up when you looking at it from us or anything like that. But from a
I
subject,
agree. Women are not stupid. Agree.
right? That's really what I'm saying. And then when it comes to professions, like that's a double-edged sword. I think that what's happening a lot now is, you know, by the time you let certain people in, the shit already fucked up and they just need somebody to blame anyway. So, like me, if I was a lot of these people trying to do all of this, I wouldn't take that position. Like, there's no way you could have had me be the mayor of Chicago, period, because shit's already fucked up. All I'm here to do is to take some blame. And I think a lot of that situation, I ain't talking about the presidential situation because I don't know if I'm fearful of shit. I think both of them crazy, so I
Yeah.
ain't the right
All
person
right.
to answer.
If I'm the Terminator, I'd rather kill Sarah Connor than go against John Connor. That's why I'm there to get John. Nobody care about Sarah. Sarah value was her coochie. She birthed John. So I don't know about that analogy, but there is no job intrinsically that a woman does that a man can't do better and more efficiently.
Yeah, I understand. I don't agree with all of that. I don't know, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some smart women. I know some in the professional setting, like know they shit and get paid for it. So, and have women bosses, men bosses. So, I be hearing a lot of y'all stories. I'd be like, oh shit, I didn't lucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't discount what y'all what the
Women are
majority of
smart
men
enough
are
to get
saying.
off an hour early. That is a black woman's thing. White women sleep with the boss for a promotion and health insurance. Black women sleep with the boss to get off an hour early. But they're all smart enough not to work. That's what they use their intelligence for. It's a cultural thing. To have a black woman boss is somebody smart enough not to do anything and blame everybody. That is what a woman boss is. How can I leverage destruction? The reason that the result you see at the end is like, oh my God, that's so crazy, is because the result from the beginning was to set up the destruction. Being in a relationship like Juanita Jordan, staying in a relationship 3 years after you filed for divorce, rescind the divorce just to get to the 10-year mark where the prenup runs out so you can refile for divorce. That is a premeditated financial move, right? Like, I'm gonna do 3 more years in jail so I don't have no parole. Like, they're not unintelligent. They just dumb. They're not stupid. It's dumb. Girls know stuff. Girls feel stuff. Girls can't think.
I think there's an issue that is, I want to try to make arguments that are a little bit more like universally palatable, even though this is an unpalatable conversation to begin with. Right? Girls are dumb. As much as I may agree, it won't really satisfy. I think that bar. Right? We need something that's a little bit more like logically formulated. I think when we talk about black men's issues with female leadership, this is another one of the points that I think needs to be said. Female leadership, almost by nature, it has to suppress the male spirit because something about female leadership is almost antithetical to the male spirit. And I think Freeman's Journal said this in the beginning, like, women can have this or that little spot here and there. It won't necessarily upset the apple cart. But I think that's not the same as having it dominated by women in general, right? Having a woman take a job here and there isn't the same as having this whole field dominated by women. And I think once you get to the point of having a thing dominated by women, it automatically, by nature, it has to suppress male nature. And on those grounds, I kind of hold on those grounds. I take issue with female leadership because it is adversarial to male nature. But good,
Well,
David, you want to say something?
yeah, like 85-90% of your whole medical infrastructure is man is worked by women, and that's doctors, all that shit.
What?
Yeah,
Untrue.
okay,
Nursing,
Google it.
everything,
You'll see where I
everything below
Google it.
nursing, I would give you. But I don't know if women dominate the higher fields of medicine. Anything you
Medicine
would consider
requires
the leading
math and
edges,
science.
Fuck it.
yeah.
Women don't like math or science.
I gotta
There are
do it.
very few women in the actual groundbreaking fields, right? So when it comes to like put it this way, when it comes to systems that are already established, you can put a woman in place and she may function well because she's not dumb, and that's fine, right? But there are not a lot of women creating a whole new system of things. Like there are not a lot of women pioneering whole new fields of medicine. These things tend to be dominated by men. Like in the entire history of like the medical field, Madame Curie is kind of standing above everyone else, right? Because there are very few women who actually get that kind of um, credibility. Like she actually did some shit. Very
Wait,
few women exist
stop,
on that type
stop.
of
So
level.
Hood, do you know the Madame Curie story?
And I know you're gonna poke holes in it, but even then, still,
I
I'm
give it
putting
to you,
out
but
there
do you know
for a
the
reason.
Madame Curie
Go
story
ahead,
though,
poke
right?
the holes, poke the holes. Yeah, you got it.
Madame Curie didn't know what she was doing. Her job was to fix the sandwich. But she's also lazy, so she left the sandwich by a petri dish for like a week. She didn't clean up for a week. And when she came back, she saw the cultivators did what she did. So she was observational enough to find out that through this mistake, she was breaking into something, even though she didn't discover that. Her male counterpart discovered that and then gave her the credit for fucking up the sandwich.
Yeah, and honestly, I accept everything you say because years later, I learned all these, hidden truths, right? And I was really bringing that up to just point out the dearth of female achievement in these fields. And when you start to name a Madame Curie, now you start to find, oh yeah, no, it was some nigga just gave her some credit for some shit she did by mistake. But yeah, Dave, you had a point to make
Hey,
about
go ahead,
female
Dave.
leadership.
I mean,
Black woman is
shit. When
God.
we can do that, you can't really argue a point, But that's all I was saying is that uh, it's like you already know how I say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna relate this to the election, do I feel comfortable with Kamala? No, I don't, because I don't think this should she got what it takes to do that. But I also think Trump crazy. So I'm washed out. I'm out of
Are,
that
are you
shit.
are you comfortable with the notion of a female dominated system of things?
What system? Like the
any
entire
any
society?
particular system. That's the beauty of a hypothetical. You can answer it
Right,
wherever your
right.
mind goes, sir.
Okay. Certain things, no. Like the military, I would not be comfortable with, like all our generals being women. No, I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Um, with medicine and health, I probably would, because they already manning most of it. For
How?
I mean, I got Google just like you, bro. All you gotta do is say percentage of women doctors in medical field, and you'll get your answer.
No.
No,
I
no,
mean, I'm the
no.
one that has to do this shit.
You gotta go through it so many different
Like,
layers like an onion, bro.
it's just certain, like,
I think the medical field is female dominated. Don't get it twisted, man. Dentistry,
But I think it's that for a reason. It's not a natural occurrence either, by the way. But continue.
right. But like
and dentistry. I was
routine.
gonna bring up another one. I got family that's dentists and all of that type of stuff.
Okay,
So
and I gave you dentistry. I said that. Look,
yeah,
I, no. Doctor, no, no. My
So
life depends on you. No.
so
Hell no. Hell no.
so for me, it's because I've seen both the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I feel like maybe my circle different or something like that, just from some of the conversations. But you know, there's certain fields where I don't have a problem with. It really wouldn't change anything. But the implication of saying on a whole wide scale, no, you can't be on leadership or anything like that, that's gonna downfall America, because what you're doing is you got other countries where that shit ain't happening. Like y'all can say China and all this and China and all of that, but they ain't doing that. They maximizing every single person. Like they got degrees, doctorates, all that other type of shit. And so when you're trying to say that, all right, we not gonna grab the highest skill set no matter what out of America, you putting us in a competitive disadvantage.
It's interesting you mentioned China. China, notably among all nations, because China had the one child policy, they were notorious for deleting the female pregnancies. Like because a male child under their system of things was just inherently more valuable. So if you were a couple and you could only have one child, and that one child was kind of like your guarantee of, not even a guarantee, but it was your one possibility of having someone care for you as you get old and you can't really do for yourself anymore, then a man is obviously the more practical choice. So you want to raise a boy. So couples that had girls, they didn't want to have that pregnancy, so they started over until they got boys, right? That's that, China did that. It's interesting you mentioned China. I thought that was
Yeah,
wild.
and they learned their fucking lesson,
They
big time.
didn't learn their lesson. They just now have an overabundance of men with little less women.
No, they had to. I think they did like 10 or 15 years of the first thing that you said. Now they got three. They telling you we want you to have three,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah. They abandoned the one child policy. Yeah.
hell yeah, they abandoned the fuck out of that. You know what I'm saying? So we got real world examples. I hear where we coming from on this shit. Trust me,
That's
I
not a
do.
real world example. China had a population problem. They were on an island with 1 billion people. They were
We're on
trying
an
to
island.
reduce the, well, they were trying to reduce the size of their populations by reducing children's live births. And people made the decision. The government didn't say you had to have sons. People was like, yo, men are more valuable. That was a that was just a natural law fact.
Yeah, and I'm saying they seen the repercussions of
The
of
repercussions is there's nobody for the men to sleep with. The repercussion was not that women were intrinsically better, so we got to get more women. We got to add them in the sauce. No, they built a new island next to their island, like the whole little nation state, whatever, in order to alleviate, like as a valve for some of their population, so they could have women. It doesn't because they couldn't. You know what? Dad, you right. You black. I'm sorry. I'm not black. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
let
You
me
right.
finish this statement because I can go where you going on that shit. So now the repercussion is you see the videos where the women want everything under the blue moon because it's less compet it's less they know they got the upper hand because of the imbalance. What I'm saying is that I ain't trying to the talk ain't really that balanced because like I always say, bro, this shit is really about relationships, the main problem I got. When you get to certain fields and you got certain credentials and you didn't got certain certifications, like that's a competency set that separates you regardless of what gender you is, regardless of what race you is. There's America has set it up where it's milestones that you have to pass and complete and shit that nobody can take away from you. You might say that, oh man, that's a dumb motherfucker out and outside of work. But we talking about work. And what I see, like a lot of these examples, like, was life for the good man? No. But do I blame her for everything? No, because it's like you're going into a fucked up situation and you want me to do what?
Okay, I
Name
speak
a
black.
black woman that was a good mayor.
Shit.
There you go.
That's
We
the
in
answer.
Chicago. We
Shit.
see
There you go.
I asked this man, I asked this
all right.
pro-black
Give me an
man to
example.
name a black woman who was a good mayor, and he says shit. What
Okay,
city is shit from?
I don't know. Only I'm
Chicago.
looking at Chicago. We've only had Jane Byrne, Lightfoot.
That's a white woman.
He
Yeah,
said
Jane Brown
one.
was 40 years ago. Okay, I speak black. If your only problem with women is relationships, because black men want women to love them, and it's not a possibility. But if your only issue is relationships, the ability to relate to others is a personnel and a coaching thing, right? You can put two talented people on a team and the coach can put them together. So what you're saying is that your problem with black women, if it is relationship, the ability to relate with others, right?
Not others, just on a romantic level with black men.
How many guys in the chat know a woman that's had a female friend for 30 years, 20 years, 5 years,
Me.
2 years after high school? How many guys? Okay, so they can't relate to anybody unless they're hoeing or hating. Women only get together to hoe or hate. Men primarily.
This is personal. This is
It's not personal. This is what they are. It ain't who they are. It's what they are.
but
They
that's
get
outside
together
of work. I'm
to
talking
have
about work.
margarita Fridays to hate men or hunt men. That's what they do. They're entertainment. And then when they get a man, they be like, I don't fuck with them hoes because they're not good at
That's
relating
all
to other
facts.
people.
We're
Listen
not
to this
arguing
man.
against each other. You're giving outside of work examples, and I've already said
It's
I
not,
agree
no,
with you.
well, you share relationships. I'm giving you relationship examples. If you can't relate to a person interpersonally, right? And I'm not saying that women at their job are bad people. I'm not saying that. I'm just going off the base lowest
I
level because
am.
that's what you are. We're talking about the presidency. You're talking about, man, I wish she'd give me a hug. You can't even get a hug from hugs ain't in her. She has the inability to hug. You at least 30 something. In the 20 years you've been trying to get I Need Love since LL came out, you ain't found that hug yet. And so can't none of these bitches hug. According to you. So if they can't hug, that means that they don't have the capacity, the ability to be able to grow. So if you can't grow, because growth comes from making a mistake and say, you know what, I made a mistake. I'm gonna learn from that mistake. I ain't met a girl yet that said I'm sorry, so they don't make mistakes and they can't grow and they can't relate to other people, which is what relationships is. But you tell them they can lead. You're supposed to be the mother of a nation, but you can't even be the girlfriend to a nigga. Are you out your motherfucking mind?
Whoa, whoa! We got to stop. We got to stop. Dirty folks. Then he didn't upset. So I feel some woman somewhere is upset right now.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
Shout out to Face Facts with another $4.99 super chat. Dirty Folks is also live streaming. You can super chat Dirty Folks to support the Panda. You can cash at me as well to support the Panda. But either way, support the Panda. You got to feed the Panda. Niggas up here starving. I be having homies over to the house. They drink all my beer. They eat up all my snacks and shit. You got to put some money in the pot to keep this shit going. Face Fact says the medical field is female dominated. That's why people die in emergency rooms waiting areas. Whoa, hold on. The medical field is female dominated. That's why people die in emergency room waiting areas. Wow. That is a
I
hell
see
of
no
an
lie.
that's
I
a
mean, I don't see no lie.
charge, bro. You say that's real? That's real. You know that to be true, Mr. O?
No, dude said
Hey, come to the South Side Chicago house schools, bro. You do I have to say anymore?
He not lying, bro. In Chicago, bro, you literally only want to go to 3 hospitals. Like your local neighborhood hospital, your community hospital. Nah, I'll take that 45-minute drive. Don't send me to St. Bernard. Don't send me to Holy Cross. Don't send me to like, bro, when I got shot, literally, this is a true story. When I got shot, when the paramedics got there, I started yelling, do not take me to Holy Cross. I got health insurance.
Hell no, don't take them to Holy Cross, boy. You
Bro,
motherfucking
I swear to
crazy.
God.
I'd rather go to Cook County. Look, when I had got grades, I went straight to the county.
I don't know. University of Chicago. If I'm in Chicago, DuPage.
I know without knowing the hospitals that you're avoiding are full of black women.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
And
yes,
Fatals
especially
and a
Holy
bunch of
Cross.
Fatals too.
Oh, and a little company
I
Mary. Stay
know
away from little
I
company
know
Mary.
without knowing because in Brooklyn, like at least in my little neighborhood, there's another hospital too. There's actually several across the city if you think about it, because New York's really big. But I know like where I'm at, there's a hospital you don't want to go to if you get shot, and even across town, there's a hospital called Kings County, otherwise known as Killer County, and
I
yeah,
heard about that hospital
Yeah, I
and
went through that
Bellevue.
too.
What about
yeah.
Bellevue?
And first thing in my mind is like, well, what could these things have in common? Black women.
Or they
So yeah,
both.
shout out to Face Facts with the 4.99 super chat.
Hey, real quick, man, real quick. I want to give
Yeah,
a shout out to True Height for the $5 cash app. He said bars. And a shout out to Mr. O for the $2 cash app. Man, love to y'all, bro. Love y'all.
yeah. Shout out to Mr. O. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. O with the $2 cash app as well. Thank you for that. I appreciate y'all guys supporting the show. Like I said, man, feed the panna. Y'all don't get pannas like this around YouTube. And now we got the double barrel shotgun panna going. You got double panna options over here. Support dirty folks. Support the homie, the conservative. This is a
Right.
panna unlike no other. Nobody talks about these things. Niggas over there talking about how to lick the coochie right and shit. Who cares about that? Niggas been having that conversation for like 15 years. No matter how you lick it, she don't love you, nigga. Get over it. Anyway,
Eat it from the back to the left.
I wanted to talk about this this clip here. This is a clip from Jason Whitlock and Delano Squires, two right leaning black guys, and I actually care. I appreciate these guys, and even if we disagree, I still like them. But we about to disagree, and I play this clip to highlight that both sides of politics have a masculinity problem. You know, I was talking about like the woke right earlier is like a tongue in cheek kind of joke, but I do have issues with the right, and one of the other issues I have with the right is the lack of masculine embrace. I guess is the way they don't embrace masculinity really, and I say this a lot. If you're gonna get ideas that appeal to men enacted politically, it's going to happen on the right because the left has no room for that. They won't even tolerate it. But the problem is the nature of the right is to chase the left leaning dragon, and that's a problem. So it's like the further into the future the right wing goes, it gets more left leaning. It doesn't get more right leaning, and that's a hell of an issue. And so I want to let you listen to this clip here. If you guys want to pause at any moment, just let me know.
Fear is definitely a part of it, and I see a lot of so-called red pill accounts, guys who talk about these issues and say, well, because women have more political, social, economic power and influence than ever before, marriage and children, marriage and family are a bad deal for us, so we should just not be a part of it, right? Well, or we should have kids but not get married because we could lose everything in divorce. And as you're right, it is a sign of cowardice. In many respects, the red pill, quote unquote, right is the mirror image of the pink haired feminist left. Because each party tells its troops that, family life is bad, marriage is a bad deal, children, can be a burden. Obviously, that's not what Cam is saying. He says he wants more kids. But what they do is continue this long sort of tradition of separating marriage from family and parenting from and marriage from child rearing. And I do think fear is a big part of that.
I'm going to stop right here real quick. And what I don't care for in this little introduction to the clip is that this association, the disassociation of the right wing with the red pill. And you can tell me if I'm wrong, you can call me crazy, but I think the red pill is inherently a right wing concept. And it's actually at this point, if not a proven track record, like a proven funnel to the right, it has proven associations with right wing with right leaning ideas for young men, right? Like young men who have red pill ideations tend to also lean right politically. These two things are almost inescapable. So politically, it is actually not a good move to try to disassociate with the red pill if you seek to appeal to the male vote, because any honest appeal to the male vote would have to correlate with some kind of right pill goal, red pill goal anyway. But
You
what
you
say you guys so far?
you trying to twist these things to make it support what you want to. So follow me now. This is the reason why the right wing don't want to support the red pill, because the red pill is basically saying we're gonna dissociate ourselves from this whole unit creation until shit is more fair. Well, they don't care about nobody cares about the fair, left or right. But when you start saying I'm gonna boycott, that's totally I'm gonna boycott this family formation and all of that. That goes against everything on the right conservative.
Okay, here's the flip side to that. To say that, man, you're making it so that I'm penalized for being in a family, and you're rewarding women for not being in a family. So the family thing inherently has been they put poison in the well. I don't want to drink that water. That I don't see how you get that. I think the cowardice isn't that. I think the cowardice is you don't out five your chick. That's what I think it is. I think the cowardice is you allow her to do whatever she wants to do, and if she does something wrong, you just walk away. She just lives without penalty. You don't like tie her up to a cross or nothing. And it if you've ever seen a child, if you don't discipline child's poor behavior, children just get worse. Matter of fact, that's that hood clip with the teacher, the little black kid cussing out the teacher because he got a single mama. He do. If you don't discipline them, they'll continue to do it, and they'll get worse at it because at some point they need to be stopped. I think the cowardice is not stopping them. So I think if you could take them out 5, y'all could probably buy a wedding ring in aisle 11.
Personally, I like to choke them, not put my hands on them. I never
Hey,
want to
hey,
get
hey, hey, man. Hey, man.
Yeah, we try not to be that guy. I mean, we can be that guy, but we can't talk about being that guy.
Hey,
Those are the
hey,
rules.
hey,
all
Hood.
right, my bad. Choke is the wrong word. My bad. Go
All
ahead,
five,
Pat.
all
Passionately
five.
hugged him by the neck.
You have to manually redirect.
Yeah, well, all five covers everything. But
It's like
to my five
Manhandling
though.
direct. Manhandling direct. Thank you.
manually.
Manhandling direct.
No, manually. You can't say manhandle. That's too aggressive. Manually, like a stick shift.
Yo, I came up, man, because I respect Delano, man, but the liberals are acting the same way. They're just not talking about it. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? One side is talking about it, and it's really it's not even like one side. I mean, maybe in certain elements, but as far as like marriage and family formations, liberals aren't forming families like that either. So like to make this summation or whatever that Cam is doing this, no, Cam is operating really from as some would call from like almost like a blue pill kind of thing because he's on that like the woman is like so high and all this high and mighty kind of thing anyway because we
Well,
know
Cam
this
is
is the case.
purple pill though. Cam
Yeah,
is
yeah.
purple pill. Like he's blue pill enough to get the draws, but not red pill enough to commit. I mean, he's red pill enough to not commit, but he's blue pill enough to get the draws at the same time. And he can have the whole let's fall in love thing, right? But he'll never commit. And I think that's a modern high IQ type of maneuver. And this is my take on Cam yesterday when I talked about it. And him and Nick Cannon both. It was like, look, you can't set the modern world up where you essentially have no real expectation for traditional stable family life from women and then be mad at the men who figured out how to win in this environment. Like, yeah, he's got all these women pregnant, fine, but the women aren't really compelled to be married and stay married, so what does it matter anyway? And
Hey,
he's
yo,
got them
Hood.
all in houses. He takes care of all of them. So he's not really like, the guy in Mississippi with 42 baby mamas, right? It's not like that.
Yeah, but
Oh, the
men at
three
all
dudes in
levels.
Memphis, right? Oh, I mean Tennessee, right? The three dudes in
You know what I'm
Tennessee, right?
saying, right? Right. Like they
Yeah.
obviously ain't really taking super duper care of the kids like a Cam or a Nick Cannon would. So I wouldn't pick on those guys to make an example.
Yeah, but
But
I mean, like,
Hood, I'm glad you said
if
that,
men are doing
Hood.
this at all levels, though, men are doing this at all levels. So you had the Pookies operating this way. You even have the
Women are
Umar
doing it at
Johnsons.
all levels. I'm sorry to
Yeah,
cut you off. I'm gonna give it right back to you. Women are doing it all levels, but you got it.
yeah, but like the Umar Johnson types or whatever, like he got multiple baby moms. So like, what is it really? But guess what? We are not sitting up here. Nobody is saying nothing about the women because it used to be half on a baby. You know what I'm saying? And you appointed both sides being like, hey, you ain't doing the right thing. You
It
know what
was
I'm
And then
saying?
never half baby.
look. To keep everything in the same thread, because we are having a particular type of conversation today. Black men's thoughts on female leadership. It is an open panel. We got a lot of people watching right now. I feel like we're going to crack 100 listeners today, and that's great. So if you do want to have your voice, your opinion heard, we're going to drop the link periodically. The link is in the chat. Please, listeners, support the panel. Dirty Folks is also double streaming this as well. He's live streaming this conversation as well. Super chat, Dirty Folks, support Dirty Folks as well, and join the show, everybody. And the
Hey,
thing
real quick,
is,
I want to give a shout out to everybody on Amazon that's listening to the podcast on Spotify and iTunes. I never give y'all a shout out, bro. Shout out to the Spotify and the iTunes subs, bro.
yo, you on
Shout-
Amazon? Yo, you listen. We gonna talk, nigga. Listen, do me a favor. Put your email in the back chat, please, bro, because I need to talk to you off hours about professional things, and I want to
People
do it in
forget
front
that
of
I
listeners.
came out as a publisher. People forget I got like 11
I
published
didn't
books.
forget. I just I haven't took it upon myself to really be direct like that. So I need your fucking email, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, email me too, motherfucking glazed donut bastard. I'm streaming live on my channel too, just to let y'all know. So you
Hey,
got
shout
three.
out to Mr. O with the info. Give me what you need to know, or whatever intro he
Shout
got to
out to
finish his
Mr.
shit.
O. I didn't even notice. Yeah, now I see it. I didn't even notice. Yeah, you welcome too, bro. Shout out to Mr. O
You
with the
gonna say my
info.
shit said right, motherfucker?
My
My name
bad.
is Mr. O. Giving what you need to know, but you ain't here for me though,
My
asshole.
You a little aggressive with that shit.
I know, right? Now,
We
be the
trying to
same.
welcome
Be
you in
aggressive
the
with
shit.
the folks,
Trying to
man.
treat
You
you
act
like
like that ain't
family
no
and
problem.
shit.
Look, I'm from
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Yes.
I'm
Look,
from the I'm from the South Side Chicago hood. This is how I talk.
yeah, this kind
No,
of how
no,
we
we
talk.
good. You know, I'm fucking with
Nah,
you,
people have heard me talk in real life with my friends. I've done podcasts while I was grilling. It was like, are those really your friends? Y'all are very aggressive. Yo, but they would never. You never went half on the baby. That's the problem, bro. It was always a man responsibility. That's why you had shotgun marriages. Like, yo, you ain't gonna stick me with this baby. You slept with my daughter. You gonna marry a hook or crook.
That was
right?
all when the falls in the house. But guess what though? Hey, yo, hood. I'm glad you said that about Nick Cannon and Cam Newton because we gotta talk about the bitch. The bitch. Hold on. Did we even do our homework on the bitch that interviewed both them individuals? Did y'all know she's a twice divorced woman that's 41 years old? I mean, with these
Oh, she
so-called
divorced? She just
yeah.
divorced?
I only lightly talked about her background because I know she made it that far. She's unmarried. Being twice divorced only makes it worse. And that's why I'm looking at you like, who are you? Of all people, I would take this from a happily married wife of a bunch of children. Like, I would accept that. Like, because honestly, I would want to be a part of that type of deal. But from a daggle, a
Oh, man.
daggle. A
Yo, yo,
No,
daggle,
hood.
no, not a
Look where I'm
yo,
going with
daggle.
this though. Look where
yo.
I'm going with this though. Now, if Cam Newton and Nick Cannon are the male spectrum of what's going wrong with so-called relationships, she's the literally embodiment of what's wrong with the so-called modern woman with her bullshit. Isn't she educated in suicides and so many damn degrees, even though she's not a real psychologist technically? I mean,
Well, Mr.
especially,
O,
This is therapist.
Mr. O, this is exactly the tie-in I wanted to make. And Dirty Folks, you kind of jumped in. I wanted to tie this together because I know
Real,
it seems like we're all over the place, but we were talking about a
if I
particular
may,
thing.
real, if I
Hold
can,
on,
real.
no, you
Well, I
may
know
not.
this
Give
is a
me one
black
minute.
man show.
Give me 1 minute.
This is
No,
a
no, you
black man.
good. You're welcome, but you gotta wait a minute. Be polite like white folk usually are. Listen. Hold on, man. Angry, hold on, Snow, man. I got you. No, I wanted to just give it a redirect. We were talking about black men's thoughts on female leadership, and the thing is, and obviously it's not just a black men thing. Snowman is always welcome, and not non-black people are welcome here as well. You know, we're gonna tease you a little bit, but that's just how we roll. But no, the thing is, we're talking about black men's thoughts on female leadership, and I'm pointing out something. I'm making this is a hypothesis. I'm jumping out there, and you can comment on it however you like. Everyone else is welcome. I'm arguing that what we're describing right now, part of the reason why black men are not present in the black family is because we cannot operate under female leadership. That is one of the main reasons why the black family is missing black men, why black men would, quote, abandon the family. And this is one of the things I kind of debunked this just slightly the other day when I was talking about Cam and all of them. The main reason for black men actually leaving a family is family separation. And the main reason for family separation is women leaving the family. Women are the main reasons for the breakups, right? Whether it's marriage or boyfriend, girlfriend. And so the basic idea is that black men don't want to exist under black female leadership, and black women, they'll just try to find a new nigga, and they will keep switching niggas out until they find another guy who's happy to exist under female leadership. We got another panelist on the show. Actually, True Hype. Well, you were actually on the mic a second ago too. Snowman, you got the floor. True Hype, I'm gonna bring it right around back to you in a second.
Dude, honestly, I only came up here for one purpose and one purpose. Saw you trying to network with Dirty. Look, I got this fool's phone number. He never answers it. It goes straight to Google. All right. Getting his email is not going to help you at all. This dude don't even know what day of the week. What day of the week is it, Dirty?
Hey, this is why I need white friends. This is why we gotta have a white guy in the circle.
What day of the week is it, Dirty? Don't. What day of the week is it?
Yeah, keep a nigga honest. That's right, Snowman. Keep a nigga honest.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
He's been telling me we're going to do that Angry Folks show, Snowman. We supposed to do it last night. Guess who never got a hold of a motherfucker? Guess who never called a motherfucker?
Hey, wait till y'all find out.
I'm just saying, man.
Hey, look, but that's not the point. Look, I love you. You're my friend. Don't be embarrassing me in front of company, motherfucker. You can't be my token.
Now he gonna play the retarded role. Oh, that was low.
See what he doing? See what he doing?
That was low. We got to get back to the clip. We got to get back.
But it's not the only part, and I certainly would sort of like to unpack some of the other things that I think are at play here. So this conversation was fascinating to me because one, it dispels the notion that this is about a lack of resources, right? I don't know Cam Newton's family tree. I guarantee you, if his great-great-great-grandfather was a garbage man or worked on a plantation somewhere in the deep South, that it would not cross his mind to have a bunch of children by a bunch of women, none of whom he's married to, right? So this is not about resources, whether it's Cam, Dak Prescott, Zion Williamson, Trayvon Diggs, and any athlete you want to talk about. This is not a matter of resources. But, and you sort of mentioned my work, Jason, and I looked at this Cam issue, particularly as I'm writing this book on marriage and the black family.
Hey,
and
Hood,
I really do think, as I'm doing my research.
Hey, would it be better if Cam was like the boomers that got married, like, anywhere between 3 to 8 times?
I'd say 17 times.
Not only that, but I mean, from his position, all right, technically, and I know Cam probably a little simp. He don't try to like put a rule down. You know what I mean? He ain't trying to lay down no law, and it's really impossible to lay down a law from outside of a home. But at the same time, Cam technically is in more of a leadership position than a lot of guys, just simply because he is the default provider. He provides to such an extent. And I'm making really a monetary argument, but still, like the money does count for something. It's like, look, if the money dries up, do you really want to live like that?
Technically, by law, boomers didn't get married 18 times. They invented the annulment, sirs. By law, they were only married once.
That happened before the boomers, technically, right?
Yeah, the annulment has been around.
The silent generation, the civil rights generation.
But But the problem is, though, they never, like anybody that has this conversation, right? They don't have the conversation fully, and they never address the incentives. You got perverse incentive structures that take advantage of people. You know what I'm saying? And like, okay, it's not good for the quote unquote. If you wanted to talk to the simps, right? If you wanted to talk to them, you'd be like, okay, what happens when the kids age out and they can't have any other babies? So now they're going to be destitute and on the street because the social safety net can't cover everybody.
Okay,
You just
so
don't have enough dollars.
no, it does. Here's what happens, right? You strategically have a baby every 4 to 6 years, right? So by the time the last baby is 18, you about 48, right? You about to hit menopause, right? And then you make sure the second youngest kid sniff white out. So now they got some type of birth defect because you don't care about your kids. You just need the check. So now you get the SSI check. So now because you got this Down syndrome ass baby, and sweethearts, Down syndrome people be sweethearts, but you got this Down syndrome ass baby. Now you like, yo, my baby can't survive. So now you become the caregiver, custodian, whatever you call it, and you just coast the rest of the time off the state, baby.
Until you get to Medicare, Medicaid. Yep.
Yeah, you win
Yo,
that.
I want to jump in here real quick. I gotta give a shout out to my man Perez. My man Perez came through like a big time OG. He smashed the Cash App button. Do me a favor, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. We like triple streaming right now. I'm live on Rumble. Dirty Folks is streaming. Mr. O is streaming. We got a lot of people up here right now. A lot of people in the house. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Be like Perez. Smash that Cash App button for me, y'all.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
My man Perez just came through with a whole fucking 40 ball. I might go out tricking tonight, y'all.
Man, you gotta buy Pampers, nigga.
Oh, my kid's damn near grown.
Baby, what
He
you
said, "Don't bring me back to the
What you finna do for this 40 ball?
Yeah, what they gonna do for this 40 ball?
40 ball. 40 ball.
Shout out to Perez, y'all.
For the 40 ball.
The whole 40 ball.
40 ball.
The whole goddamn thing. We definitely going tricking. If not tonight, tomorrow. One of these nights, one of these bitches about to get turned out.
Baby, what you trying to do
on the low though, for real cheap.
I got drinks, I got weed, bitch, I got it all.
I already got some weed, nigga.
When I'm getting off. You ain't heard about me, bitch, I'm getting off.
Yo, shout out to my man Perez with the 40 ball.
Where the fuck is that?
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all for supporting the show. Support all the panelists up here, man. I think now we got Angry Snowman. Angry Snowman, he's streaming. Hey, everybody's stealing the stream right now. Everybody got to steal the stream. That's how it is, though. We all got to make it work. We all trying to live over here. Y'all got to support the panelists, man. Everybody must eat, y'all.
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Yes.
Damn, that bitch crazy.
She ain't crazy.
Oh, no sound hood. No sound hood.
That's your supervisor, bro.
No sound hood.
Supervisor, bro. She ain't crazy. She the next leader of the free world.
Hey, Hood, no sound on the video.
Y'all lost the audio?
Yeah. Yeah, you got started over just a little bit when Whitlock and Dude was just about to talk. So go back just a little bit.
No, that's a different problem. Hold on. Can you hear it?
Oh, nope. I'm muted.
No, it's not that. It's something else. Let me stop the screen. Let me re-select it. Something happened.
XP tripping sometimes.
Yeah, every now and then, digital glitches and shit. Let's run that back. Speed it to about here.
Great grandfather was
mic check.
A garment worked on a
we good.
Somewhere in the deep south.
Why is this nigga buttoned up his collar?
A bunch of children by a bunch of women, none of whom he's married to, right? So this is whether it's Cam, Dak Prescott, Zion Williamson, Trayvon Diggs, and any athlete you want to talk about. This is not a matter of resources. But and you sort of mentioned my work, Jason, and I
don't
looked at
trust niggas with that top
particularly as I'm writing this book on marriage and the black family, and I really do think, as I'm doing my research, there are 6 groups that really have helped to destroy the family structure, particularly in Black America.
Before he gets into that, I want to pose a question real quick, just for the sake of conversation. How can you sell the salvation, the restructure, the rebirth of the black family without also selling black male leadership, like explicitly?
You
It
can't do
can't
it.
just be some shit written on the back of the box.
Yo, you can't. And Delano right here, I follow a lot of his stuff, man. And very rarely do I disagree with him on a lot of his pieces because, I think he's on point with a lot of his stuff, man. But I think he's off on this because he's not addressing like the whole thing. And like, unless you're gonna like actually put the genie back in the bottle, which you probably can't, you're gonna have to figure out a way to address the other side. Because like if the women acted a certain way and were more cooperative, guess what? The dudes would follow suit. Plain and simple.
Right, and that's the issue I take. One on the one hand, because when you're talking about guys who kind of reach a certain level of wealth, they're almost outside of this level of like moral framework, in the sense that he's reached like harem level. The average guy will never have these problems as an option, right? And so to talk about him is to kind of like move the conversation beyond the bounds of any reality. For the average guy though, it's hard to sell this notion to the average guy without also selling him a de facto leadership role, because without that you're actually a subordinate. You're being subjugated at that point.
Women only do what men allow. What you should be selling is what is male, especially the black men who have never in this nation had the opportunity to be a bully, right?
What nigga? What you talking about? We been bullies. What you talking about?
Not on society level.
I don't think bully is the right word. I think I know where you're going for it, but bully puts too much of a deconstructed
negative connotation. But yeah, whatever.
Right. I know what you want though.
No, but women have always been bullies. The as far back as slavery, women have always been bullies, right?
Yep.
To not only black men but white men. I'm telling you, go back and look at that stuff, bro. These white men was not graping them in the backyard like they say they were. These girls was begging for beige babies, man.
This is why the other day,
These women was bullying men with their vagina. Let's keep it real.
Yep.
we were having a conversation, and I debated about was slavery wrong, and the point I was trying to make was that black American men, we don't really understand the burden of empire, right? And so when you said it as bully, and that's why I kind of took a little bit of offense to it, because I don't think it's so much a bully thing, but it's like when when you're in charge, that's why they say things like heavy is the crown or stuff like that, because
heavy is the head that wears the crown. Hood.
yeah, yes, because when you're in charge, when you actually, not only do you have to be in charge of your things and make sure your life is prosperous and successful, but by extension, the wealth, the prosperity, and success of other people somewhat beneath you in the pyramid, they also depend on you having it together, and sometimes that will require doing the dirty deed. Sometimes you might even be in a position where you have to do the unthinkable because everyone else will suffer if I can't. It's not even if I won't do it. Do I have the will to do this thing so that everyone else can be better? And that's a whole different mental framework than, oh, you're a bully. Like that's what children think about the scenario.
I'm speaking about timers though. So here's all right. Two things. Number one, now you're talking about the what is it, utilitarian argument? Would you save 6,000 people if somebody had a gun to your son's head? Most people would be like, yo, I don't know those 6,000 people.
Right. Not if it was my son. If it was random people, yeah, it was different. If it was my son, I mean, 6,000 people, what's that, like a small town? We could live without them.
No, that's like a small neighborhood.
And that's a utilitarian argument, right? Like,
Mhm.
man, a bomb coming to your city. I used to and I said this 20 years ago. Shout out to Dre, man. Anyway, man, he told me a long time ago the heavy is the head thing, right? Like, man, your time gonna come one day and everybody gonna envy you. And heavy is the head. Here's the thing: you're an adult when you can feed yourself, right? You're a man when you can provide for yourself and your family. You're the man when you can provide for other men to provide for their family.
Yep,
You're a simp if you provide for a woman.
I agree
And
with that.
I had to make that delineation. If you're anytime you help a woman, you're keeping her away from having a family.
I kind of agree with that statement, man. Like I had to go through my whole life, and I didn't live by that and died by that, bro.
You died by something? Word, that's crazy.
That's wild.
Real talk, man. I didn't fell off. Dog, y'all ain't never fell off before?
Oh yeah, several times.
Rise again.
Several
The
times.
paternalists,
Yeah, but
when I use
isn't that the
term, I'm
nature of
talking
man,
about people
though?
who believe in big government, because these are the people that displace the role and function of the man in the household. So instead of having a husband and father providing for a wife and children, you can have big government. You have feminists who really did a number on not just men, but more so on women, because feminists hate femininity. They resent masculinity and say that it's toxic. They think children are a burden that need to be overcome, hence abortion. They think marriage is an oppressive structure of the patriarchy, and they think the home is a prison.
Now, the thing that I kind of took offense to with this whole clip, and this is a part of the reason why I felt like I could sort of dovetail it into this conversation about female leadership. Again, men are rejecting black men in particular, and especially Jason Whitlock's talking all this red pill stuff. Black men in particular are rejecting the female leadership dynamics of the black family. And they're finding out that it's either better to abstain from forming a family, or if you have children, it's better for you to individually just pay the money and try not to be there as like they want you to, because now why even subjugate yourself? Like, that's really the thing. Like, why subjugate yourself to her whims? Just give her the money and let her be, or go to a different country with women who are on a completely different framework, right? But either way, men tend to recoil from areas dominated by female leadership. And so now let's bring it back to the Kamala Harris thing, right? Black men seem to, and this is why black men have such a rising disagreement with the Democrat Party, right? Black men seem to be averse to the female leadership that is like basically inherent to the Democrats at this point. They can't really escape it. And adding Kamala to the top of the ticket only makes the problem worse.
I just don't believe that, man. Even throughout history, look at what's going on in Venezuela right now. That the old president is still trying to go ahead and duck and dodge before that bitch getting up in office, because every man, hell, even some women know that they do not want a woman in charge. I mean, we have historical evidence after historical evidence. Do we have to go back to Jezebel? Do we have to go back to Marie Antoinette? Fuck. Do I gotta even go back a couple of years ago to Hillary Clinton? Nobody wanted Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
They literally found a way to not only bypass primaries, bypass all these election things. Joe Biden really did this country a disservice by causing some treason by just placing a woman as vice president, knowing that she can't hardly get impeached, and knowing if he gets deceased, she could literally become president overnight. Now,
Mr. O, what about Joan of Arc? What about Joan of Arc?
You talking about the witch that got burned to the stake? Yeah, her too.
But she was crazy.
Yeah, but she renounced her religion, even though that was her whole like code of ethics to try to save her life at the end. I thought that was wild, man.
Well, I mean, she went down. I mean, she was a religious zealot. Yeah, here's the crazy thing. Hillary Clinton. People who know who Hillary was, and I had the opportunity. Well, my grandmother and Mr. Rodham, Hillary's dad, was cool because my grandmother stayed in Evanston and he stayed in Park Ridge. They went to school together. They just
That's why you
together.
can't trust dirty folks. You know too many people and too high. You can't trust them.
Hey, man, look. I am the prince and the pauper, bro.
He is part of the system that we're complaining about right now.
No, I would have been, but they rejected me because they don't like solutions. They like the problem. They just want white women, bro. I swear to God.
Swear to
Even the
God.
all they want is white women, bro. Like I'd be like, yo, you got a problem? Here's the
This
solution.
motherfucker a spy. I'm telling you, he's a
Hey,
fucking
me
spy.
and dirty, me and dirty folks are only two niggas that get kicked out of the boule. That's how fucked up we are.
I don't get kicked out the boule. They just see me come like, fuck. What up, Dirt? What up, man?
Yo, one of you guys mentioned Joan of Arc earlier, and I thought it was an ironic point to bring up because you realize ultimately she did get burned at the stake. I don't necessarily consider her. I don't know if I would call her a witch full on, but I guess you could say that because she started feeling like she was talking directly to God, and Christians back in the day they didn't appreciate that kind of talk. But still, it just kind of goes to bring up the point. Like they only tolerated that shit up to a point. She was cool for a minute, but after a while,
I just want to point out that Dirty's part of Hillary Clinton's circle, and he has not been unalived yet. There's a reason for that.
Wait, who did what?
Yeah, he said you got the real connections.
I ain't got to connect. I just remember being at in high school and walking to my grandmother's crib, and she had a this is like I wasn't in high school yet. It was 1990.
Dirty folks, are you the spook sitting by the door?
No, I'm the.
Yes, he is.
No.
Are you that exceptional nigga out of 99,000?
I am the exceptional.
Oh, not the exceptional Negro. Oh, fuck.
I am the exceptional Negro, but the problem is the Boule don't like exceptional Negroes. They don't. They like go along to get along Negroes. They like to follow white women and black women that marry white men. They really not. They're not really progressive.
Dirty folks is Starbucks adjacent.
Starbucks Jason, that's great. I don't even know what that means.
That's like Trader Joe's, bro. That's not bad. That's like Chipotle or something. That's
I told
really
you guys.
bad.
I tried to tell you guys. I've been to his hood. This dude's a diversity gangbanger.
Chipotle, Qdoba better.
I thought you live right above Chipotle's, bro. No, not
Chipotle. Qdoba, dog. Man, upgrade your tastes, dog.
Oh, stop. You be getting those quinoa bowls and shit. Oh no, he just ruined your whole street rap, bro. That's crazy. You gonna let this white man ruin your street rap like that?
The white man can't ruin my street rap.
He said you a diversity banger. That's wild. Anyway, we off track. We done let this white man take the black man off track. Once again, it's like the billionth time it's happened in world history. The white man did knock the black man off track. We was talking about black female leadership, and I want to talk about something because this is a black woman who's made this point not once, but at least twice now that I have on record, and she's talking about the Democrat Party, and this is one of my new favorite clips right here.
Because there are a lot of people in this country who do not like black women, but black women are the base of the Democratic Party.
Your read on why so many black men, Hispanic voters have found in Trump something to admire, something even to vote for?
Madam Editor, I'm glad you asked me that question.
Is it a man or a woman?
For me, the Democratic Party emasculates.
That is Nina Turner. She is a Democrat strategist. She has worked on several failed presidential campaigns.
Nigga, her voice is deeper than Dave's, bro.
Bro, she like Officer Lee Daniels from The Wire.
She kind of do look like Omar. That's like Omar's sister, though. But anyway.
And I think Hispanic men probably feel the same way. And I say this because they weaponize identity. when and where we enter, who we are, how we identify is important to who we are, just like our fingerprints. But if you're not going to use my identity to advance a social justice cause, and you're just going to use my identity as a blunt force object, now I got a problem. So what the Democratic Party does, they put black women on a pedestal and they say, we're the mothers of the movement, or we saved the party. But yet you don't put forth policies that save black babies. You don't put forth policies that deal with the maternal death rate of black women and black.
Let me
Pause real
switch this.
pause,
Yeah, let me
pause.
switch this out anyway because I don't like the audio on this clip. Let me jump
Yeah,
over here.
and
Bro.
because you wilding in the background.
Yeah. Somebody audio is crazy
Yeah,
right now, man. But
that
anyway,
audio
let's
is on the
you wanted
wall
to jump in, dirty
now.
folk.
Yeah, okay. How can she say they didn't do policy to save black babies when they tried to make abortion a state issue? How can she say that they don't care about women's health and during childbirth when the number one reason that women that black women have higher risk of childbirth is because y'all fat as fuck. Lose some weight, fat bitch, then you'll live.
Yeah, damn, dirty. Damn.
God
Lose weight
damn.
or die.
I mean, am I lying?
Yeah, but she's talking about the Democratic Party,
No.
though.
Well, no, that's the thing though. And this is what kills me about not just black women, but women in general at this position. What more do you really need? Because it's not as if your every need hasn't really been addressed politically or socially up to this point. Like, name a thing that women haven't really complained about that hasn't got some kind of action on some level, socially, politically. Like, you don't want us to you don't want us to harass you in the street. Let me take it back even further. You wanted to wear mini skirts. You wear mini skirts. Nobody talks about you. You burned your bras. That's great. You got whatever jobs you wanted. That's great. You want to drop your kids off at daycare. That's fine. You want to date whatever man you want to date. That's fine. You wanted to have these baby deletion processes. That's fine. You do everything. Women have everything. Everything women have asked for, they've gotten. What the fuck did you not get?
America's
Hood.
soul.
It does no, but it doesn't matter though, Hood. The thing is, you can always want for more.
No,
You can
he's
always
got a
want for
good
more.
point. I'm waiting for y'all to actually answer his question because there is an answer to that question.
Look, the American black
It's the
the
same thing
American
Dirty
black
Folk
woman.
said he won't.
The American black woman is Shang Tsung. She wants America's soul by any means fucking necessary. Yes, she already got the money. She got the blood marrow. Hell, she even got the melanin from our black asses. She wants the last final piece, the fifth fucking element. She want our fucking soul.
Well, I want to hear what Dave said. What you say, Dave?
It's gonna be some simp ass shit. Come on.
It's the same thing that Dirty say he won't.
Slavery?
Yep.
She wants slavery, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, she definitely
He
wants
wants to
slavery.
be a slave master.
God damn, you corrected me.
She was already one.
And this is the reason why
women don't want to be in
things-
charge.
Listen,
Women don't
just
want to be in
listen.
charge, though.
Just listen. I swear to God, once you understand that one fundamental fact, everything that a lot of them saying, it makes 100% sense. How can you ever be a leader as a slave? How can you ever be enough? How am I responsible of even telling the truth to you? How could you ever lead me? Have you ever heard of a slave leader? This shit ain't possible.
So
you asking me
we've
what
all
do I bring to the table and you're a slave? Come on, man. Once
we've
you
all sort of
understand that
come
fundamental
to
fact, you understand how the code was written. And you leave like Neo. You're like Neo once you understand that one fundamental.
Oh Jesus Christ! No.
We've all sort of come to the sort of soft unison, and it's somewhat a soft unison. We've come to the agreement that female leadership, like I said earlier, it subjugates the male almost by necessity. Like you can't really have female leadership without subjugating the male spirit in some way, major ways, really. And This I would Dave. Yes, no.
Okay, I'm sorry. You said
I heard you go. You know how you put your tongue to the top of your mouth like you about to say no. I heard the like you about to say no, nigga. What the fuck?
He went full granny in church with him.
He sure did. He sure
Okay,
did.
maybe that was a church granny thing. All right, maybe I'm wrong. My bad. My bad.
old Negro spiritual. Hey,
My
but check
bad.
this
My
out, though.
bad.
Hey,
But
check
yeah,
this out, though.
that's kind of the thing, right? It does. So it subjugates you as men. And the reason why I'm raising this issue and I hammer it home. So voting for Kamala, and especially in this newfound era of like the manosphere, the black manosphere, the black men's red pill, all these things, right? It's not going to help us to vote for this woman. It's only going to make our position worse. But all right, I'm done.
Yeah, but here's the thing: women don't want to be slave holders. They want all the luxuries without the downside. So almost like if you had were in charge of a trust, if you're in charge of the money, but it wasn't necessarily tied to you, they want something like that. But even then, they still would complain because that's in her nature. Period.
Well,
hello.
That's what. Who said hello? Is that the guy that?
Not me. Mel. Yeah,
That's Mel. Mel, what's going on, bro? Good to see you.
I was about to answer Dave's question.
What up, Mel?
Take a stab at it, Mel.
Yeah, I was about to answer Dave when he mentioned how can a slave be a leader. I'll tell you the answer. You tell him you reshape it as something else of a different title, and teach them the benefits of it. Disguise it as something else, even though we know the reality truth of it. That's telling them what women is doing. They teach them about something else and disguise it as another thing. That's a
rebrand is real. I can't knock anybody who talks about a rebrand. I ain't gonna argue that.
Yeah, I gotta take a quick station break. Shout out to everybody listening. I don't know how many streams we got going at this point. I know we got a lot of streams off this show right now. Support everybody on the panel. Support Mr. O. Hit Mr. O's Cash App up. He got the Cash App right there on the screen. Support everybody streaming. Dirty Folks are streaming. Angry Snowman is streaming. I got people supporting me right now. I want to call out something real quick. And speaking of Angry Snowman, I gotta say this. I feel some type of way. This is what happens. Sometimes when you be on your path to white adjacency, you be having these awkward moments and shit. So shout out to Angry Snowman. He hit me with the $10 Cash App. He says, get this, small repo payment to my Negro. I feel some type of way about it. I don't know how to feel, but I know I'm feeling something I don't really understand.
I'm telling you, man, this the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you.
Wrong clip. God damn it, wrong clip. Hold on. Here we go.
You teach me all my life that the white man is the devil? Where the hell is James? Come on, you teach me my whole life that the white man is the devil. Now you tell me it's all right for him to come among us.
Like I said, I feel some type of way about that. He called me his Negro. Like he ain't even showed me no paperwork and nothing, no writ of sale. None of the traditional things, bro. I don't like the direction this is headed, bro.
They infiltrate you, man, so they can knock down your social status. He doesn't try to make me a DEI banger and shit. Look, don't let this white man come between us, man. Look, man.
That's all I'm saying is I don't like the direction this is going in, bro.
Hey, I'd rather Snowman be up here than Leo Cohen. So Snowman, you cool with me?
No, man. Look, man.
Y'all, no, that's a whole different level of caucasity. I don't even talk about the
and that's a whole different brand of caucasity.
They're not even from the Caucasus. Snowman got counterfeit caucasity.
Snowman got dirty folks playing the color game. This is crazy.
This is amazing.
You gotta understand, because he's I'm a nationalist. I'm a nationalist racist though. Like he's my Mick, right? Like he my Micker. So you gotta keep your
Damn, man, I didn't know you was Irish. I thought you was Scottish.
I hate to break it to you, Dirty, but I heard from this panel that the black card died years ago, bro. You can't do it, man. You can't.
Oh, you know what? You just reminded me of something. I got a clip.
You can't do it.
I got a clip I want to play behind that because you just reminded. Thank you for joining the panel and making that contribution. Because yeah, the black card it's been on its way out for quite a while. People who've been paying attention to these things, who like read actuarial tables and all that, they've understood the black card was going to decline at some point really soon. Shout out to my man Hype Hustle, also my man True Hype with the True Hype with a $10 cash app. Thank y'all for supporting the show. Like I said, man, support all of our streamers today. Support all the panelists up now. We got panelists and we got streamers, so you really do got to smash that cash app button for us, y'all.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry! You not like Hulk angry! Hulk no like fighting girls.
Men, Hispanic voters have found in Trump something to admire, something even to vote for?
Madam Editor, I'm glad you asked me that question. For me, the Democratic Party emasculates black men. And I think Hispanic men probably feel the same way. And I say this because they weaponize identity. When and where we enter, who we are, how we identify is important to who we are, just like our fingerprints. But if you're not going to use my identity to advance a social justice cause, and you're just going to use my identity as a blunt force object, now I got a problem. So what the Democratic Party does, they put black women on a pedestal and they say, we're the mothers of the movement, or we saved the party. But yet you don't put forth policies that save black babies. You don't put forth policies that deal with the maternal death rate of black women and black babies in the United States of America. You don't do those things that lift and edify. Yes, identity is important. Both parties use it differently. Republicans use it to say that everybody black or brown or of a mixed race is somehow kind of way a DEI hire. They use it to say certain books will be banned. Don't tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about how this country was formulated, because you might hurt a white child's feelings by saying that, yeah, chattel slavery existed. And oh, by the way, white powerful folks stole the land from the indigenous people. So all of those things, the Chinese Exclusion Act. I mean, we can go down the list. But
okay, I let it go when she said social justice agency, right? Because women love social justice. They don't want power. They just want representation. I let that slide. We already addressed the whole birth thing. Okay, cool. Now we're to a point. Rewind at 5 seconds. Listen to what she just said. 5 seconds.
Let's listen to her finish the core Garvey Douglas.
Chattel slavery existed. And oh, by the way, white powerful folks stole the land from the indigenous people.
Now, right there. Now, besides the point of Freeman saying that they always blame the party. You know how I always say 90% of things y'all blame on white supremacy is really black women? Like, you have to do the mental gymnastics to blame an entity that you can't see for what you're doing to a person. The whole indigenous thing is another thing. So if the indigenous people are quote unquote black, or the indigenous people, it's known that indigenous people slept with Africans, right? Because no woman is tribal, right? And dick don't have no color, right? Wouldn't she be saying, yo, the way that the laws are set up back then, if you married a native woman, you got her property? Because technically speaking, outside of when they started doing the cowboy thing, white guys tried to buy shit. They tried to buy Manhattan. They tried to buy Virginia. A lot of stuff was sold out by because some type of plague came through. It was a massive plague that came.
And it was a smallpox and bubonic plague, bro. Come on, bro.
So when they came back over here, there were whole villages with no people in it. So white people just kind of, moved in.
Hey, I had to walk away for a minute. Speaking of white people, did you read my Cash App yet?
Yeah, you read your Cash App, you motherfucker.
Yeah, we did a whole thing, and I'm not gonna redo it because
we had a whole don't trust them new niggas over there over you, bro.
That
And
was supposed to, that was short form for a reparations payment, though. Not I
No,
wasn't reading that right.
I like I said, I did a whole thing, and I still feel some type of way because you called me your Negro, and you didn't show me no papers or nothing, no writ of sale,
I didn't
no
know we
proof of
had to show
ownership.
papers nowadays.
Fucking white people, you see?
Kill job, boy. He's snapping
that's
on
crazy.
y'all.
So when I got to show my freedom, I got to show my papers. But you don't need no papers to say he your boy. See, this
Hey,
is
that's
why
the only white privilege I have.
you got to keep these mixed pets, man. You cannot let them be out here in public, bro. They gonna bite their master, bro. And she got on way too many clothes to be honest. I understand that. She got clothes all the way up to her Adam's apple. Does she have
Dude,
an Adam's apple?
he looked like he
Bro,
wearing a shower curtain. Let's keep it real.
Hold on, yeah, she not gonna get more naked if we keep pausing it. Let's let her finish.
yo,
All of
did
those
she steal
things.
that
The
dress out
Chinese
the Jonah Juice
exclusion act. I mean, we
closet?
can go down the list. But Democrats use it in a way that alienates other folks, and it offends me. So when I talk to black men across this country, they don't see themselves in this party. It's one thing to recognize the power and prowess of black women and the sacrifices that we make. It is another thing to put us above black men. The black struggle, black men and black women have to be together. We don't have the luxury to be separated. And so
I don't like
black struggle. The black struggle.
right. Black struggle. There is no black struggle. Men have struggles. Black men may even have struggles, right? But black men and black women have not and do not struggle together. Because I think at this point, it sounds like a great idea, like the black struggle, we all in it together. But at this point, like prove it to me. Where's the evidence? I was talking about the conversation I was having with my oldest daughter. Like I said, I had a daughter who's 17. She's about to be 18. And I just for the sake of conversation, I asked her who she was going to vote for, and she's going to vote for Kamala. And I asked her why. She said abortion. We start talking about all these things, right? So I had that conversation, and at a certain point, we got up to the thing of female leadership, and I told her I don't believe in female leadership. I am what you call a misogynist, sweetheart. Like I had to tell this to my oldest daughter, and it was a great moment, and not just to my oldest daughter, my two youngest son and daughter, my youngest son and daughter were too. But then why female leadership is an issue, and I'm telling this to my daughter. One of the reasons why I pointed out is that women actually don't care about men. And immediately, she kind of like perked up to say something in defense, and I'm like, so prove it. What's the evidence women care about men? And mind you, she's just a girl. She's 17. What the fuck does she know? But I would ask a 50-year-old broad, what the fuck do you know? What prove to me that women care about men?
They would say something like to the fact that like their heart will go out if something happens to this particular man, but like there ain't gonna be no action behind it. In most cases,
Okay,
I mean
here's the thing.
you got the
Here's
occasional like white woman that like leads like a nonprofit.
Talking about in a conference.
I don't even know what he said. Look, this is how you know that black women don't love men. Black women don't cry when their sons get. Look, I've done the videos on this. When tragedy happens, black women make an ugly face, but you'll never see a tear. Ever, bro. Ever. Son died, no tear. She ugly. Like your child, right? Like a baby. I'm telling you, they toddlers, bro. You ever had your child fake cry so you can get a cookie? And as soon as they get the cookie,
I got nieces and nephews that do that shit.
that's
Yeah.
black women. Look on the news. They do that. Oh, your son just died a horrible death. Want a cookie? Okay. They don't love, bro. And the problem with mothers and daughters is if a mother is single, like this doesn't happen with married women because married women have adult supervision, right? But a single mom with a daughter, they buck because they both hate each other and hate men. It's weird. Men make everything better.
No, it ain't where it makes sense. It makes sense because I mean that trauma bond is gonna be stronger because with the mama, when she get left by man, and she gonna teach the daughter how to get left by man, they gonna have that trauma to stay together. So it makes sense.
I don't know if trauma bond is the proper thing for that, because like the thing that keeps men and women together in a marriage, I wouldn't call it a trauma bond. You feel me?
I could.
Well, because the bond isn't based on trauma; it's based on shared achievement.
shared, yeah, and shared values and stuff.
Yeah, the bond, the trauma is something that you survive together, and there's a bond on it. Believe me, I'm not saying there isn't, but it's not the foundation of the relationship. Because if there's too much trauma, then you can't bond over that.
All right, so are we talking about black relationships? Or are we talking about relationships?
I mean, in general, I think I see what you're trying to say. The trauma bond in black relationships, that might be a certain kind of thing, but yeah, they're two different things, obviously.
They are,
Yeah,
bro. I
but
was about to say
every,
because black relationships,
I
it's
think
different.
I think at some point,
Black experiences, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I think at some point, if we're up here talking about putting black away, then we can't use black relationships as
can't.
any type of standard, any type of barometer. I wouldn't even like. It doesn't make sense to do that. You got to let it go. You got to cut the black heel. You got to cut it off and just keep moving forward. Have a
No, bro.
relationship.
And
But
the
you
thing is,
no,
we're talking about leadership. We're talking about female leadership, and it doesn't have to be black specific. I just kind of
it
choose the
does because we're
title, and
talking
that's who
about
we are.
it does. Okay, look. Now, me not being black doesn't mean she not black because black is women, gays, and felons, right? So she will
Right.
operate from the culture of black. So if you're asking me when I date Elizabeth, the Native American in South Dakota, or Rachel, the Irish girl in Ypsilanti, Michigan, do I have the same experiences I do with Keisha from Chicago or Keisha from Atlanta? No. But I
You,
know
you,
Keisha from Chicago and Keisha from Atlanta gonna give me the exact same experience while they telling me that, man, and I mean I choose wrong. Yeah, I chose
here's
you.
the common thread, and this is why I want to sort of. It's weird to say that. I want to elevate the conversation above black, but here's the common thread. I think, and I pointed this out in the preamble to this open panel. Universally, female leadership is something that men tend to shy away from, or we just outright reject it. And on top of that, I think for most men, outside of a workplace, which is even less of a guaranteed experience, but our relationships with the women that we know, whether it's our mothers, our sisters, or the women we have actual sexual romantic relationships with, these are the women who give us all of the apprehension about female leadership. It's because we know women that we actually don't trust the notion of female leadership as a broad concept.
Look, if I'm gonna piggyback off you. I see where you're trying to go. I'm gonna follow the lead. Now check this out though. With that being said, it's not that men don't like female leadership. It's that nobody likes female leadership except not even the masculine women that want to be leaders one day. There's nothing
I've worked in medical field my whole entire life. I'm telling you straight up, nobody likes female leadership. There
It's
may have
not that.
been one or two. There may have been one or two that shined above the rest, but across the board, no race included, across the board, when there's a chick in charge, it's not the same. And
So
I have lived, I have worked in a place where there was a female leader, and then that chick leaves, and then a male comes in, and it's night and day. I've seen it countless times.
I can vouch for him also too, man. I used to work in the field, direct care field, with patients with Down syndrome, all that, man. And you know that field is mostly with females. I was a sub all the time for extra work, and everything years ago doing that field. When they see a man in their house as a sub, trust me, even when they're not your boss, they don't have a boss title. They will try to be a boss to you. And trust me, just like I said, I came across at least one or two that had some common sense, but most of the time, yeah, I don't even want no female boss. I have to think about
and speaking,
Well,
I remember my
well, like
homeboy.
to
He was like,
crazy. They feel emotional. They will definitely abuse your ass if you're in a position where they got more power over you.
and to add another layer to that, it's not shocking because most male leadership is trash as well.
Exactly.
Most of them because nowadays they don't put the right type of guys. They'll put in like a maggle, regardless of race. the MAGA is there. They'll put a MAGA in charge, and it'll less a lesser it's not as bad, but it's still bad. It's still bad when a MAGA runs it. And you could tell them you could tell they're MAGAs when they walk through and introduce themselves to people.
You know what? I co-sign that, but in addition to that, I don't I don't think that women understand how bad of a people they are. Right? Like all women are good women. Fuck it. Because there's no great women, so every woman good. Fuck it. But I don't think they realize how bad people they are until you say something simple like my homegirl.
They're good at being women, but bad at being people.
But they're not even blacks women not even good at being women. But generally
We,
speaking,
we didn't have to go there, but I think I feel where you're going.
except for the black ones, they're good at being women. But my homegirl hit me one day. She was like, she in the marketing department. She wanted to go to the sales department because the marketing department messy, but they ain't number dudes in the sales department. And it's cool as shit. They high five and people bringing pizza. I said the sales department is cool because there's no women. If you go there, you're gonna fuck up the sales department. You are the problem. And then we went to Applebee's because I'm not an asshole. I'll let you feed me. But they don't understand that they are the problem. And black men don't understand that their lack of going shopping with a girl and escorting her to aisle 5, that he's the problem in the relationship. Running, passports, dumping,
Hey,
abstinence,
no.
all that is a problem. The only
No, it's not.
solution is aisle 5.
There's no solutions, only trade-offs, my guy. Trade-offs and
Yeah.
takeaways. The
That
trade-off and
is
the
correct.
takeaway is to walk a fuck away all the time.
No,
Hey,
nigga, no.
High blood pressure.
Bro, I've never had high blood pressure beating a nigga ass.
Hey, can I?
I want to highlight what Jay Powell said in the chat. He said when he was like had the female bosses that they would put all the the heavy labor on the single dudes. I've noticed this too.
Yeah.
That what I'm saying? That's weird that like I never really thought about it like that, but I've seen that in several places that I've been at.
It's
Across
not
like
Exactly.
several
And the
different
funny thing
industries.
about it
Still
though,
weird.
we are both in the same position. Females complain about how this pay gap and everything, but yet you try to throw all this work on me because I'm a male and everything, and we in the same position.
No,
You
it's
equal load.
because it's the key word is single. It's because a slave without a own. I'm trying to translate. So long as you remember the sentence, you're viewed as a slave. It's only a few groups that still view you that way. And if you understand a slave without a master, then of course you're a free slave. I resent that.
Well, I would disagree about the single man. He's talking about your
That's
partner status. Yeah, I mean, it didn't matter because I seen married men, females take advantage of also too, because you're a male.
All married men getting taken advantage of. When you sign that contract, you basically took your balls and gave it to the judge, your wife, her lawyer, her mama, her boyfriend, her kids, all that. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have that no more. But go ahead.
Unless you willing to, like you said, sell your soul to be on their good girlfriend side. Either gay male dude that's always snitching so much on everything, or the dude that have sexual attraction to and let him get away with all that shit. Other than that, you in the third category. You're gonna be fucked.
Let me finish the little last second of this clip.
I resent the Democratic Party for doing that. And so black men do not see themselves in the party. That bravado, because we got a kind of masculine energy. And masculine energy is not all bad. But the type of bravado that Trump puts forward is still very much rooted in a hierarchical patriarchy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of men gravitate to that.
And see, even right there, her acknowledgement that black men gravitate to what she called the hierarchical patriarchy. She tried to say these words with a negative connotation, as if there's something wrong with hierarchy or something wrong with patriarchy, and hence there's something wrong with the black men who lean toward that. And this is why the Democrats are going to have a problem with men, and also conversely why, as black men, a lot of men have a problem with the Democrats, and especially as a black woman Democrat trying to be the leader, it's like, you actually don't care for me. It's not even like we disagree on a few issues politically. You dislike what I am fundamentally as like a physical animal being, right? You don't like that I'm a male, let alone a black male. You thought me being black would endear me to you because you're a black woman. But the reality is that because I'm a male, you actually see less in common with me than you otherwise would being like a black person, a black man, right? The blackness means nothing. It's because I'm male that you actually are incapable of relating to me. And here she is again on a different appearance.
Don't blame black people for this. Why we gotta keep saving folks?
You can see her titties now. She's a woman. Y'all was asking, is that a man earlier?
Why we gotta keep saving folks? And black men have been emasculated in the Democratic Party. That's real. They don't see themselves because to lift up black women is beautiful. We should, but not at the expense of black men. We have achieved what we have achieved so far in this country because we are together and we can't pick up other people's bad habits. Now, white women may be able to lead a white man by the side of the road. Sisters can't do that.
Hey, Hood.
What?
Did she lick her finger and just see which way the wind is blowing?
Rebrand. This is what Dirty was talking about. It's the rebrand.
Yep, the rebrand, the reach back. This the reach back.
Yeah.
The reach around.
White women. White women.
Like if you got it, it's like you pretend like everything from all these days, none of that shit happened, and you act like this ain't us. What do you do? It's the rebrand. So they know. They getting a poll.
So they looking at the whole landscape or whatever, and they're like, yo, I need to do something different to make my money.
Exactly.
Is that what's happening?
That's exactly what's happening.
Of course, y'all forgot. Look, the female day coach game is over with. Pretty much all that so-called bad hate is short their pockets, and they finally came out there to the conclusion. Look, I gotta get this black man's money one way or the other. So panda, I will panda, and I will panda. That's what she thinking.
This is the position.
The problem is you got to actually look at the messenger though. Like Tyrese's ex-wife.
Oh, I was about to mention that. You took out my mind, man.
Tyrese's ex-wife, like going from 20 to 40, trying to get 40 now. I'm like, that's gonna make me look at you kind of funny, man. I'm like, yo, you trying to break this man's pockets, but you telling me how to like find love. I'm like, what?
Exactly, brother. I was just thinking the same thing right now. Read my mind. That bitch be online trying to get male advice and shit, but yet you fucking. And she was the other day, not even mention Tyrese's name, but still talking shit about him and shit. Like, yo, I'm not worried about his business, blah, 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 blah. You know you talking about him. You worrying about his business. You trying to juice this motherfucker. How the fuck you want to try to get male advice on dating advice and shit?
You forgot on earlier the stream the bitch that interviewed both Nick Cannon and Cam Newton. We just discussed the bitch is twice divorced. She's 41 years old. She's just a therapist. She's not really a doctor. And did y'all know she's the president of the NAACP?
I don't even think she's a therapist either, too. It's like,
in LA under Karen Bass.
I don't think she's a therapist because all these chicks be claiming they therapists. Therapists are white. Like,
but here's the main thing that I just want to say as I fade off in these comments. But I am fully aware of the play that's being ran because it was ran on black men first, like the whole disparaging image, the saboteurs, the like. If you notice, like the same way black men say, "Oh man, why is these celebrities always Satan saying shit that most of us actually don't think of shit like that." I honestly believe it's a funded operation too on the women's side. Like I do see that, you know what I'm saying, that the same elements then took over the voices and all of that. So even though when it was happening to us, everybody joined in, me in particular, I'm just out of it all. That's what I kind of mean with the vote. Like I know ain't neither one of these parties gonna do anything that they saying. I know that for a fact. So I'm kind of out of it because it's the blame game now. The blame has already been laid out. No matter what happens, America's gonna blame black men. Period. That's how it's gonna work.
Okay,
No,
it's
America ain't gonna blame black men.
What happens? I don't give a fuck.
wait.
Who elected, but America has to have a blame game.
Why
and then
should we
on the
fear?
Wait, before you
But
play that,
America's not gonna blame black men. We know who's gonna blame
blame
black
black
men.
men.
Not America.
No, America is gonna blame black men. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Wait.
people gonna blame black men that
No,
didn't
Democrats
support
don't
them.
blame black men.
Not
But
all America.
look, but wait. I have a bigger issue. I want to make this a teaching moment for the people in the chat. Tribal. If you don't have a horse in a race, then why are you worried about the conclusion? To say that, man, they're gonna blame black men, it's gonna be my fault, and you're gonna deal with that.
No,
You're not gonna fight for your life. Either you in the fight or you're not in the fight. Because if I can lose a fight that I'm not in, then look, at some point, and this is why everything always come back to Chicago gangbang. At some point, you gotta be able to fight and kill for something. Anybody can die. You could die on any hill. Like, I didn't even fight. Why are you killing me?
Chicago has entered the chat.
He made Chicago into the Chicago the whole time. And
now
he
you
said,
see where I'm at when I say I ain't in it.
And on top of that, we didn't. It ain't. If you want to talk about Foxy Brown and Lil Kim and all that, I'll give you your argument about the image of black women. But all this shit we look at, these are black women who everybody trying to say they smart and intelligent and they the backbone in the community, and these bitches in their own voices fucking up everything they touch. Motherfuckers is trying to stop them. Like, please shut up, mom. They're like, no.
But what I'm saying is you're not recognizing the feds.
It really don't matter. But dirty. All right, so let's say we roll with you, man. We in the car, we strapped up. What's the plan?
I'm working.
What's the plan, bro?
We shoot Dave, right? We got to use that. We got to shoot Dave. You know that was the one.
I like this plan.
Okay.
This is a good plan. We should have asked him for a plan sooner.
All right.
Okay.
So
Can we put Snowman in instead of Dave?
No.
And just kind of not tell Dave.
Wait. Let me help you out. It's not an either or. We keep Snowman and we shoot Dave. It's not a do we keep one? No. Dave died. Snowman in because he my token.
This is a good plan.
I mean, it's a 7-person job. We got 2 vehicles, 7 people, panel of 7. We got it. This dead president's time, bro. We ain't got time to waste.
Don't throw the white guy in the back.
You know what's the plan?
Nah, bro, this Ocean's 11, man. We all gonna live in the fucking money. Nah, see you fucking up already. We Ocean's 11.
So far, the plan consists of shoot Dave and put our white homeboy in the back seat. We're doing well right now. We're up like 1,000.
No. The white man has to drive, so nobody.
No.
Even better. Now we're up like 1,500. That was good.
The white man
shout out the baby driver. The baby driver.
The white man does not drive. I've seen the white man drive too. By the way, I'm cool on that, figuratively and literally. But no, the white man doesn't drive. We drive. The white man is like the driving instructor. He's there to let people know he's the Mr. Daisy. Like, yo, but they don't know that he on our team, that we on his team. Like, we in this together. They don't know that. They be like,
if I see white man in the back seat of the car and then the 2 dudes in the back seat, I'm looking at that like
hostage.
Hey, what's up with that?
You think
kidnapping?
That's crazy. Y'all racist. Right,
I know. Anyway. That's why he has to be the driver, because when the police pull him over, he's the guy doing all the talking.
Hey, remember the whole Dave Chappelle skit? He's like, I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Right.
Right. Remember the scene in Falcon Winter Soldier. Sam is arguing with Bucky and everything. The cops came by. They questioned Sam. Asked Bucky, is everything all right? Then they finally realized, wait a minute, you the Falcon. But you see how they questioned him? They was looking paused. Sam, Bucky had the officers
So after we got the white guy, right? So we got the white guy. We can put him in the driver's seat. Fuck it. We got the white guy in the driver's seat, but we got to have a Sprinter van. We can't have that old kidnapped kids fucking windowless shit he be driving. We got to have a Sprinter. So we got the white man, and we in the back. We can make it a party van, whatever. So white man driving. The next thing we do is we recraft.
I'm still trying to figure out how y'all gonna evade this 30-round clip.
Nigga, you dead. Shut up. You already died. We already settled on that part. Just listen politely. Just listen politely in your aftermath, bro.
Top left to bottom right. Fuck it.
You dead. You ain't got nothing to figure out. That's the good thing about this plan. You ain't got to worry about shit.
So then, no. So then the next thing we do, we find the white man. The white man does something miraculous that we can't do because we wasted our primes with black women, right? Unless you swirling. Shout out to the swirlers, but it worked better with the white man. So the white man's driving. He explains in some rebranded type of way of how we all Americans and as men we need to figure it out. Men need to build stuff. Every woman likes a builder. Men need to build stuff. He got to figure out. The white man got to figure out a way to say, "Yo, we are not including these bitches," but make it seem like it's the idea, right?
So the Amish man is really the man right now. That's what you're trying to tell me.
No,
The
I'm not
Amish.
saying that at all. I'm not saying that I like the Amish, but I'm not saying that at all. Just work with me. And then once they yell misogyny, he pulls out his beautiful wife and his 9-year-old son and his son's Rubik's Cube. Boom. He's America's hero, right? We got to put a suit on him though. He America's hero. So now he the brand ambassador. He went from the driver to brand ambassador. Now we in the back tribing up, right? You know what I'm saying? We link up with all the non-cowardly, people, and then get him a man. Set up our own little central bank, funded off conch sales just because I decided that's how we going. And then we're gonna give people reparations.
I like this plan, but there is a reality that this plan speaks to that just made me uncomfortable. Black men have to get to a point where we can subjugate our women without taking cues from the white man. Like, oh, the white man did it, that's why I'm doing it. No, I'm doing it because it needed to be done.
No, I didn't say
also,
the white.
Well, hold on. And then also we have to get to a point where we don't even need the permission either. This is a two-headed thing.
Look,
I'm
all right,
with.
okay.
No,
Let's just say I did agree with this crazy ass plan. Y'all need some training. So the first thing you need to do is go into your alley.
Who needs some training?
Try to rustle up 2 alley cats.
That's why you died at step 1, Dave. This is exactly why. I just want you to understand.
Me and Dirty from the trenches, basically growing up in Chicago is like pre-trained guerrilla warfare, and since we already been part of the organizations that basically had hierarchies we already know the plan.
We good. We're gonna give y'all niggas a logo. Y'all better not give it to a hodo. And then we got to kill the next Dave. They gave the logo to the bitch. Do you know that every
so often we got to kill a Dave?
And a Keisha.
Y'all saying this too much, man.
Every song you got to kill a Dave and a Keisha because you got to keep Keisha around, right?
Dave, listen, some of us just won't make it, brother.
Man, look, you want to sacrifice for something bigger than you, bro?
I'm not
You gotta be like that scene in the town.
You mean to tell me? Listen, I'm with dirty folks on this. Hold on, black man. You mean to tell me you talk all this pro-black shit, but you're not willing to actually sacrifice for the black dream? You're not willing to put blackness ahead of yourself, bro? This is why niggas can't win, because of niggas like you. Either way, you gotta go, bro.
I ain't doing it for blackness. I'm doing this because I'm a Chicago nigga.
Hey,
I was talking to Dave, bro. Chill. I was talking to Dave.
Man,
you gotta be like what's his name, like Ben Affleck did with Jeremy Renner, man. Like, yo, I'm about to steal a car, whatever.
I mean, y'all ain't even started the plan. Y'all faction fucked up, boy.
I'm just saying, you trying to bring back the whole black nation, but you don't want to sacrifice, Dave. That's kind of crazy. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not ready for that.
That's all I'm saying. How you gonna have a black nation if we can't sacrifice a couple Daves? Is all I'm saying, bro.
You won't have a nation if you do that. Goddamn it, it's gonna be
Shit, that's like saying you. No, that's like saying you won't have a bush if you don't prune it. Pruning the bush is how you get a bush.
You gotta prune the rose bush, nigga.
All y'all gonna be doing is saying, "Fall back, fall back."
The land of freedom is watered with the blood of patriots. You're not a patriot, Dave.
You was sounding real patriotic earlier, like on some black patriotism, though, not this white people shit. You sound like a real black patriot, and we got the recipe for a black government. We could bring back the black, the black nation, the global black nation.
I tell you what, Dave. I will drop 5,000 for a parade and marketing. We'll make you our little local George Floyd. We'll have
statues, my nigga.
We'll march and shit. I make some local
die for this shit, Dave. You ain't trying to die for this shit like Christmas addicts and that term.
Christmas addicts, Dave.
Every second Monday in June, every second Monday in June is gonna be Dave's Day.
That's why
I'm
y'all
cool
ain't
with
gonna
that.
make
Hey,
it
we're gonna get a day off, man. Everybody gonna be cooking hot dogs.
A federal Negro holiday every second Monday in June, Dave's Day, bro, and it's gonna be in the summertime because that's when niggas really get lit. You don't want to fuck with Dave Day
Hey,
because it's gonna be a
hey,
3-day
look,
weekend, bro. We making it a
look,
3-day weekend just for you every second
and
Monday, my nigga.
nobody gets shot, man. Nobody gets shot.
I ain't promising
Nah,
you that.
nah,
You
nah,
doing a
nah. The
lot. You
body,
doing
yeah, the
see,
body.
goddamn, you fucking the pitch up, bro. You fucking up the
Let's
pitch.
not ask for too much, bro. The body ball league still goes on. Yes.
Yeah,
No, no,
nigga,
no. It ain't
you
gonna
had
go
a
on
solid
full.
pitch, bro.
Sacrificing Dave is also sacrificing Keisha. Death comes with Keisha. Death don't come with the look, ain't no death with 40-year-old men at their high school reunion, bro. Death comes with Keisha and everybody died in the parking lot. Without Dave taking up for Keisha, who gonna be Keisha's supporter? Cause they were like, oh, we can't take up for Keisha. We saw what happened to Dave. Dave, you're a patriot, bro.
Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?
Goddamn, see, we can't have a
Like,
black
what
nation
part
because
of
Dave ain't trying to
rat
go.
don't you understand?
This
What
is why
Keisha was
black
you?
folk
What
can't
Keisha
get
was you
together.
taking up for, bro? What Keisha was you
I don't
defending?
know what they playing is. But
He
I just
came
couldn't
in
figure out how they
defending
gonna get
Keisha.
to the
No. He started out when I started this
I really
panel,
don't
Black Thoughts
understand
on
it, but
Female Leadership. Dave was like, I have a contrary opinion, right? Because we was all against it, and he came up on some like, well, you can't just say no to all of them. Some of them got fat asses. Like Dave was on some
I
contrarian
don't know
shit.
what you
That's
talking
why
about.
we came
I
to
ain't
this.
say none of
That's
that.
why the plan started out the way it started out, and it's a good plan. It's a solid plan. It's like a white man's plan.
Nah, man, yo, there's no discipline, man. It's like,
Damn, Dave. Damn.
Don't feel sorry for me. They the ones that's falling. Shit.
Can't win with
be
niggas.
like,
I'll
yo,
tell you.
what car
Nigga
we
flat
taking,
their ass
man?
like a goddamn Confederate flag from upper left to bottom right
Can't
to upper
can't
right,
win with niggas.
bottom
All
left.
right, all right. Listen, we gonna figure out how to pitch the plan to Dave because it's like it feel like it's all hinging on Dave, and Dave ain't trying to go, and we don't need his support technically, but it'd be better. It'd make it a lot smoother. But we're gonna put a pin in that. We're gonna put a pin in that.
I'm just
Hey,
Hey,
let
hey,
me
well,
let
hey,
me.
look,
Hey,
why you
so I did. I asked a
walking
question.
down on the screen?
Yeah,
What'd you say?
you asked the question, Free Zone.
tic tac toe, Swiss cheese, y'all motherfuckers.
No, so I asked a question earlier in the chat, and y'all were talking about some other stuff, but I kind of wanted to know, um,
They stopped selling
if
guns when you bought yours.
if if current Biden was the only option running for president, which woman would you rather vote for instead of him?
Instead of who? Biden?
Biden. See now, don't know what time of day it is. Biden.
What makes you think a woman gonna run against him?
I would have voted for JB Pritzker because he from Illinois.
Had to be a woman though. What
Oh
woman
hell
out there?
no!
What woman out there, especially if she's on the Democrat side, but what woman out there would you have voted for? I
One
think that
from
is the
Illinois.
question, right?
One from Illinois.
Oh,
Yeah.
a Chicago girl. All right.
It don't matter if they would be the Democrat, Republican. If it's at the top of the ticket and they're from Illinois, you get my vote.
They voting for a South Side girl. I got you.
I mean, it can be any woman. It could be a conservative woman. Like, I don't care what the party is, but just woman.
What was that?
He
Angela?
basically said random black woman, random around the way girl. So I mean, I accept that as his answer. It is his answer. So
As long as you're bringing the money back to the closest you can to where I live, I'm good with it. That's
Niggas
my
saying Hillary. All right, we got Hillary. We got Tulsi. Okay, Tulsi Gabbard. Okay. Damn.
I want to get to this clip that we got on screen here because I don't think I actually got a chance to do like a panel review of this clip here, and I think it's appropriate because we're having black men's thoughts on female leadership. That's Bonk from The Wire, Dave. That's Bonk.
No, I'm saying
It's bunking Don Cheadle. Bunking Don Cheadle. I mean Joy Reid. My bad.
That's
Yeah,
Joy Reid.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Cheadle. That's Cheadle Reid.
Yeah, she took out the Trump hair, man, because somebody confronted her on the street about it.
Oh my!
And as a black man, why should we fear the rise of a black woman? Any black man that has an issue with a black woman rising, then they have to look at their own inadequacy.
All right, that's the first question. As a black man, why would you fear the rise of a black woman?
Yo,
Gentlemen?
I want to know. I want to see them have the same energy if they see a black Republican run, black female Republican run.
Man,
That's why I want to see.
you already to ask the question. You already know what the answer is.
Yeah, I know.
She wouldn't be qualified then in their eyes.
Every black person has to be part of the Democrat side. I want to see if they're gonna have the same energy. If they feel the same way if there's a black Republican running, black female Republican running. No likely. You talking about I'll be afraid of leadership if there's a black. I want a common sense person like they're gonna bring the money. I'm more about the money now, so I was like, yo, fuck it. I want money. I'm just gonna fit my money in my pocket.
Right. That's the only reason why ain't neither. This is why I'm not voting for him. Either one. Ain't none
I'm
of them
voting for Trump because he's gonna bring that money
lowering
back.
my
I'm voting for Trump
W-2
for money.
taxes. Like there's nothing in it for the middle class. Period.
No, because like if you really understand, a lot of people don't. When they keep talking about taxing the upper earning class and everything, they talking about people who earn a certain amount, earn income. You cannot tax the rich like that. They keep trying to do that. It's not going to happen because they're not under earned income. Their income is made differently. You can't
This
never
country
tax
won't
Well, I
turn.
mean, not even that, bro. If you're trying to find ways to overtax the rich, they're just gonna leave because they can.
Yeah, they want
Exactly. Yeah, they
communism.
move differently. You can't. We can't. They got more.
They're
They're
not
the ones
being
that got the
taxed.
most debt than you think about it, and they know how to use that debt to flip it.
Well, not even that. To Free Zone's point, right? Reagan, like back in the day when he was like a movie star or whatever, he would stop doing movies. He would just shorten the amount of time he would do movies during the year. He's all right. We made enough money because we don't want to pay any more taxes. So that because they have the ability to do that and still
Yeah,
maintain their lifestyle.
yeah. There's always if you're rich, there's always a way that you could not pay taxes.
And it's in the tax laws also too. So it's like, yo, if you want to really do that, you got to change the tax laws for everybody.
Right.
They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But if you're poor, you
Matter of fact,
can't
the
afford it.
tax
They
code.
fucked your head up so much to where all I'm trying to say is I don't give a fuck about nothing of what y'all just said except when are they
I know
gonna
because you did
lower
already, bro.
my
This is why you did.
W-2 way
This is why we sacrifice you, Dave, man.
when they lowering mine.
Right in the volcano.
All that other shit y'all saying.
Throw Dave straight in the volcano, bro.
No, he just
The
sacrificed
regular
him.
middle class worker. I ain't
Oh,
never
let me get back to the clip though. Let me get back to it.
Inadequacy. What would make you so fearful of someone who was so beloved of you, who was so beloving to you, like your mother and your grandmother and your aunts and your sisters, that you cannot be proud and embolden yourself when you see someone from your community rise up? And I say,
You know, what's the problem with that? You're banking on the
Moms.
not just the because your moms, your mothers, your aunties, your sisters, right? Your mothers, your aunties, and your sisters, right? Which you're banking on people having not only a good opinion of these women, which in the black community that's kind of iffy, and then you're also kind of banking on the idea, the very idea, the fact that you're in a family, you have a tight family network, and I think Black America uniquely, maybe more than other family networks, we're experiencing like the deterioration of social networks in a way that other communities haven't really felt the brunt of yet, and we're asking like we're asking people to where we're banking on the existence of a social system that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, why would he
Because it was
start
never
though?
for us in the first place, Hood.
Wait,
You know
why,
what? No,
would he
because
start? Wait, hold
And
up,
like the
hold up.
video, people,
Why,
absolutely likes are
yeah,
free
like the video.
99. Go get one.
Yeah, it's
hey,
about to
why
get
would he
heavy, bro.
start with fear? Why would he start with fear though? Like just assuming automatically it's afraid. You're afraid of X. Why would you start there?
because he gonna gaslight you. You know.
I am afraid. Don't even try to back me off of a legitimate, normal, rational reaction to a dangerous situation. Women driving the car, it used to make men, fearful. Women to this day have way more car accidents than men. Most of the time, you'd rather drive the car than your woman
And most of the time, she would rather you drive. So there's that part.
because she's afraid.
Exactly. That's why she want me to pass the princess so much.
And here's
But hold on. I cut somebody off. Wait a second, dirty folks. I cut somebody off because you were saying why be afraid, and I had to do that. But please, you got the floor back now.
That was a question. That's it. That's it.
All right.
Why start it with
But
fear?
yeah, so I am afraid for good reason. Then, so there you go.
all right. So then you flip it. And I told my friend this like 4 years ago, and I blew his mind because he sounded like Dave. He got to go too. My nigga Rick Randall, he got to go too. Dave, you ain't gonna be going by yourself. It's gonna be a whole pile of y'all.
Hey, look,
And
you ain't gotta go by
And
yourself.
y'all need to learn how to communicate with each other.
that's
Back.
real effeminate right there. That's vaginal. You need to learn how to communicate back.
Y'all gotta. I'm
No,
telling you, you
no.
think it's a joke, but when you see
Anyway, and I ain't got to, no,
and you
My
feel
my brother in Christ, we have been
that
talking for
motherfucker
two and
get
a half
standing up,
hours.
like,
You
damn.
realize we've been at this for 2.5 hours, my good brother. And you would say that now. This is amazing. It's because we killed you a few minutes ago. That's why you said that.
it
Yo,
don't
man,
matter.
we already put Dave in the sulfuric
Yeah,
acid. We already
hey,
put the
it's
drum
so
up.
hard
Hey,
to
it
say.
was
All right,
nah,
here,
We ain't never
it
gonna
was a
let
good
that go.
service. Hey, it was a good service, man. We played Beanie Siegel. I can feel it in the air. It was a good
Right. It
service.
was a beautiful
it was
service, bro.
beautiful,
Like, he
baby.
ain't
It was
never gonna
beautiful.
let that go, though. God damn. You kill a nigga one time, he'll never forgive you. This is why the community can't get ahead.
All right, so here's the thing, man. I told my man this years ago. He never thought about it, and I'm gonna tell y'all now. Imagine you're a 17-year-old boy, right? You don't have any money. You're poor, but you like a girl, a 16-year-old girl. She ain't got no money. She poor too. Y'all just poor together, right? You decide to make her your girlfriend. Maybe you graduate from high school. Maybe you don't. You go to the service, right? 3, 4 years, you send them money back home. You know what I'm saying? You got a little GI Bill. They fuck you out the house though, because you black, right? So now you got to learn how to drive trucks or work at a factory or something, right? And all the time while this is going on and you're on your hero's journey, you like this girl, and this girl is fertile, and she just keep having your fucking babies, right? And she work a little part-time jobs from like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so she can be home when the kids come home from school. And she a good wife, I guess, more or less. And y'all just making babies, and you work and you strive and you trying to be somebody. And you work at this factory, or you work for the military, or you work as whatever you do for 25, 30 years, and you get a pension, right? So you pay off your house, right? Because you had a 30-year mortgage. Now, around the time you're paying off your house, your children start having children. You quit the first job so you can get a pension. You get a second job as like a Walmart greeter or something. Because you don't want to be in the house all the time, because now you're about 60. You don't be in the house with fucking kids and grandkids. Your grandchildren, the man who bought the his and hers Buick LeSabres, I don't know why it's always a Buick LeSabre. You bought her a house and a Buick LeSabre, gave her a lifestyle on the brow of your back, and your children's children will say, I'm going to grandma's house. This is where, because granddad gave her credit, this is where the Big Mama legacy leaves. Because once you remove Big Papa and you don't have a dad, or you got stepped, now there is nobody to keep the family together. People always thought it was the woman that kept the family together. It was the man supervising the woman who allowed her, who wanted her to go outside and make friends, but you can't trust nobody because everybody want to fuck your whiz. So stick with family. Absent of that, you just got bitches running wild, having mismatched kids, and ain't no family reunions. And that's why what he's saying, and I like him as an actor, but he shouldn't talk. What he's saying, and maybe he should because he a boomer.
I was just about to say all that ties into that generation right there.
Right.
That generation that speak. He could play Martin Luther King though. He just gave that little soliloquy speech right there. He could play Martin Luther King in the future. But yeah, it was that generation that started all the mismatched kids, the disobedient bitches, the weak ass jelly spine men, and then we paying for it right now in this election right here. This is the magnum opus of the whole boomer nation right here.
I go with that. I take it back. He can't say it because he a boomer. Him having boomer energy. He the last generation that can say it. Protect all women ass nigga.
Do y'all believe that Kamala, as the president, will be 4 years of torment across the world, of America, or do y'all think that it's gonna be rough, but ultimately we're gonna be all right?
We're gonna
4
be
years,
out
bro.
regardless.
Try
Yeah.
12.
It's gonna be rough no matter who in, dog. You got two wars going on. You got a NATO ally getting ready to flip Turkey, flip, which is Turkey, that's sitting dead in the middle. That is really the player in
The
both of
former
those.
Ottoman Empire.
You
Go
got
ahead.
you got You got the U.S. dollar. I mean, the U.S. and the currency war, which all wars are under. Man, no matter who's in, you got the border. You got immigrant. Man, no matter who is in, dog, and you got the revision of almost 1 million fucking jobs from the job number. They done lied on the damn.
Yeah, that shit was nasty, Dave, wasn't it? That was nasty work, bro.
How you
And
gonna fuck
on top
around
of
and
that,
That
create
like
900,000
800,000
jobs?
jobs.
and on
Yeah,
top
yeah,
of that, you got the biggest one of them all. What did Mark Zuckerberg just get popped off and had to confess to during this week?
we knew
Oh
that
yeah, that
though. Like
censorship shit.
the Twitter files and all kinds of like investigative work and shit said they had like 3-letter agencies that damn near all these companies. You know what I'm saying? They built
Yeah,
back
we've been
doors for
knew
these
that.
people. Yeah, we knew
If
that,
you
man.
if you were right wing, if you follow right wing social media, you knew that.
Oh yeah. About the document cover ups and hiding shit.
Yeah, I wanna jump over because we 2.5 hours in, and I want to jump over to one last subject before we wrap this whole debate up. And these, believe me, these clips seem to be disparate, but they all tie together because black men's judgment of female leadership most directly comes from just observing women casually and their life choices, right? And I mean, we wonder. You guys make us wonder why you do the things you do. We can't vote for your leadership as we watch you go through life, and it just doesn't look right.
Having a hard time to believe a very educated, a very attractive woman out of 41 years have not met Mr. Right.
Mhm.
That's enough time to find a lot of things out.
I bet.
And yet,
Mhm.
no kids,
Mhm.
single.
Mhm.
I'm not, but I am saying, are women's expectations unrealistic?
No, I'm gonna say, like I said on Nick, the question shouldn't be why isn't a woman of age, of success, of a certain caliber not married with kids? The question should be why are people rushing to the altar just to become divorcees or baby mamas and baby daddies?
Right away, right away. Here's another issue with female leadership, right? And this is what burns me up in particular. You can't really hold women accountable in any real, like, individual way. Like, you point out to a woman, just if you're having a casual one-on-one friendly conversation, just like they are, you point out to a woman that you seem to have made some mistakes here, and it's like, no, I didn't make mistakes. See, the problem is you're even asking questions, right? Don't ask these questions. I'm gonna tell you the questions you should be asking, right? That right there. Why should we be? Why are we getting behind this kind of thing?
What's Dirty Folks' favorite slogan? Dirty. What do you say? Title's gonna title.
I was gonna title, man.
Clear
Well, he
deflection.
got a
She
bunch
ducked
of
that
he got a bunch of
motherfucker. She ducked that motherfucker better than Floyd Mayweather or Muhammad Ali in the motherfucking boxing ring, bro. Man.
not really. I mean, she said words, but it wasn't really a good deflection. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't really address like the question head up. You know what I'm saying? She did
That's what
deflect.
deflection was. She deflected it because it's like, yo, what Cam just did. Like, you know what? You talking about you this bomb ass boss chick? You all this? You this 10? But yet, as we always say, 10s get married years younger. She's in her 40s, never been married at all. Period. In her 40s, never
She
been
twice
married.
divorced,
Don't have no
bro.
kids. Yeah, twice divorced also too. Like at least have a kid out of one of them divorces. But damn, he had no kids.
So if she was single, if she was a single the whole time, that's like the one thing. But like she admitted on this interview on one of the clips that I saw that she like, I guess she was engaged 4 times. I'm like
Oh, that's
that right
nothing.
there is like a issue, and I'm like that's not a flex. Like some women like try to say that as a flex, and I'm like 4 times. That's a
I'm glad
lot.
you mentioned that. That's another thing. Because you know how females be, I would call engagement ships. Being long-term engagements just to get married and divorced 6 months later after the marriage. But you took a 8-year engagement just to
Okay,
flex.
but
Like,
that goes back to what I was saying earlier. But then Hood said we can't talk about black women. We have to talk about like actual women so I didn't say it. But you don't have to have an understanding for a marriage. You have those, damn Gina, I'll marry you, marriages in the black community, right? Like both of us need somewhere to live. We've been living here 2 years. We argue every day, but I'm just used to you arguing with me, so I'll marry you. There's no love in black women, bro. There's no intrinsic, I want you to be better. As a matter of fact, I hope you stay down, because if you get better, you may leave me, because I know I'm not worthy of a good man. So it's easier to keep you down than it is for me to just let you fly. Because I can't love you to let you go and hope you come back.
Big shout out to Big Tom over on Angry Snowman's channel. Thank you guys for supporting all the panelists. Thank you guys for supporting the streamers out there. Please like, share, and subscribe. The likes are free, but you know, all the streamers who are also running this show on their channels, they would appreciate some support. I would appreciate some support too. Thank you guys thank you to everybody who's donated to the streamers out there today. Appreciate all of y'all.
But see, here's the funny thing about it, though. See, and this goes for all women, all races that think like her. See, when you're in a relationship with that type of man that you say you got, and you want to go to the marriage, be a wife, it comes also with a compromise. She has to give up certain things that she doesn't want to give up. Just like a lot of these liberal females, ultra liberals, they want to have all this type of freedom and everything, but be married. But like, yo, you focus on certain benefits. You know, I remember Kevin Samuels was arguing with the chick about how they want to be with this man with this 6-figure, this and that and other, but that comes with a compromise also too. Behind that, you just focus on the benefits, and that's where this chick is coming from. She wants to focus on certain benefits, look for this super perfect guy. But yo, what happens when you do get that perfect guy? You still got to compromise.
Hold on, we ain't even heard nothing yet. I want to hear more. I want to hear more.
This motherfucker done figured it all out in 30 seconds, boy. I love it.
Hey,
and we all know men we compromise way more than females do.
Yeah.
There's only trade-offs, right? And it's the great Thomas Sowell would say, it's only trade-offs.
Exactly.
I literally just said, man, shout out to Thomas Sowell. I said that no solutions, dirty. No solutions, only trade-offs and takeaways, my nigga.
I think if anything,
I have a saying
we
with
need
that
to be
also. I would
teaching our
say
society,
choices come with
take your time, young man or young woman, so that you can get to know not just this person, but yourself first, so that you can choose a life partner, not that that person isn't exempt to divorce, instead of rushing to the altar just to become a divorcee or a baby mama and have multiple kids by multiple women, just to say you have broken families everywhere. I don't see no benefit in that.
Drinking and driving is a decision that can change your whole world. You can fade.
Is it rushing actually? Because there's a shot clock for men and women. Men's is a little bit longer, but you know what I'm saying? There's a shot clock.
Like I tell my brother, he's in here, Shane, all the time, and who's 31 with no kids and doing well for himself. Take your time. You don't need to rush to an altar just to divorce this woman. And another thing is people who actually feel high valued within themselves, not financially.
Pause real quick.
In turn,
Because she said this 3 times already. Her entire thought process of relationships is the exit strategy.
Exactly.
So that's why you can't really, you know.
It's like you date a girl that technically
don't
she don't
freeze
like
it.
you,
Yeah,
like
at least freeze it when her hands ain't there.
This is the
Oh, you gotta
excuse.
go first.
This is the excuse that women give that she's dating a guy that she don't like, but she getting the benefits. So she always mentioned about the breakup. Even if it don't work out, then you know you can still be friends and everything, blah blah, and see if we get together from that point, back door. So you want to put me through the back door somewhere like the back, like a damn used toy, and she would go back to me when you want to play with me again and shit like that. No, that's just
internally they feel high valued. They're not rushing to have a wife or a husband at the expense of divorce just to feel like they've added value to themselves, because it's a deficit if you're marrying for the wrong purposes. It is an asset if you're marrying from a place of creating a family, of creating stability, of raising kids who can see this thing move and this house not be homeless, but this house have wealth in it, the real wealth that actually sustains. And so for me, I'd rather take my time choosing than end up doing time because I'm making wrong decisions. I'm good.
Say less. Next question.
Did she just relate a marriage to doing time?
Hey, your freeze frame game is on point.
He just said, "I'm going right past that." That's that face.
Exactly.
You about to go right to the next thing.
You see how he answered that shit?
So next question. Nah, he off that one. He ain't even want to
I
make
hear a
her
lot
look
of your
bad.
bull. He's like, yo, shout out to the late Aaron Roger Curry. Insert dog face here.
But look, here's the problem. This is why I kind of want to use this clip, and it seems like a stretch, but not really. Black men especially can't be trusted to vote for women because black men are we are somewhat opposed to female accountability. Not just the concept, but the act itself.
Because hood, the black woman is God.
There's that. That is real. That's one of the realer parts of it. Whether or not you go to church and worship the black woman every day, the black woman is God in a very real sense in the psyche of a lot of black men.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God, and
black woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, she was the first organism on this planet.
Who am I to check the first organism? You've been here organizing all this time, and I'm supposed to tell you something about how you be doing what you be doing when you did it. And we supposed to vote. How do you trust men like that to even vote for women? Let alone trusting women. And that's a whole other thing. How do you trust these men?
You can't. You gotta make an example.
The most I say, never trust no man. I'm sorry, and especially a man that worships Yanni, and he'll kill you for it. Right, Dirty?
Exactly.
That's the number 2 rule, nigga. That's why Dave got to go first, nigga. Because my number 2 rule in life is going down over a nigga over a bitch, right?
Run up if you want. I keep telling you this shit.
Man, don't worry about it. Man, I'll send somebody at you, bro. Don't worry about it. Your mom should set that ass up properly, gassed up. And then you be like, Mom, why? I love the mother goddess. Nah.
Just don't think ducking is gonna do it, man. This shit go left to right.
You gonna kill in defense of her too. That's crazy.
Hey, yo, Hood, please highlight that one joint about the God-fearing man. That's probably on point right there.
Hey, that's
Yep.
Yeah, Mike in the chat says, hold on. Mike in the chat says, when they say they want a God-fearing man, it's under the guise of the black woman being God. That was a bar on top of a bar. That was bars.
And that was at least 4, bro. Like that wasn't the whole 16, but that was like the good cameo, the 4 hot bars. That everybody, yeah, that was that.
Let's put it this way, fellas. If you want to put this as a merchandise and a t-shirt, easy $1 million right here. Easy $1 million.
Man, this is like the first verse to Notorious Thug when Biggie spit.
I swear, I was thinking Biggie and Meth on whatever in the same song. Yeah, I was thinking that how it was going back and forth, Biggie and Meth. That was that Biggie 4 bars off. What the world? Don't ask me. Yeah, that was that. That was hot.
But
every black movement has been killed by a man who did it for a woman. Once you realize that you got to get rid of Dave, and then you have to proceed with the plan.
Man, you're gonna go into a fucking booby trap.
No, I stopped the booby trap.
Dave laying out the Rambo booby traps for Keisha.
I keep trying to tell
him and Keisha, they got all these Vietnam spikes and shit. They got the punchy sticks. They got all the traps. You're gonna get hit with a log. Boulder's gonna come down the side of a mountain. Shit gonna be wild trying to get to Dave, bro. But you gotta get to Dave to get Keisha under control.
Follow that's your Keisha.
Yeah, man.
Go through a lot to get to me, boy. I'm trying to tell you, man. Like you,
Dave about to reach his final form, bro.
The first level is y'all got to be able to look at this whole sequence that we playing and all of this, and understand that this is the feds.
You know, at the end of the first Predator, when Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was all out of like modern technology. He didn't have no guns or nothing. He just went straight up old school. That's how Dave gonna defend Keisha.
Shit, ain't defending Keisha.
Don't back up. Don't back away now. As you or her in the
that's what y'all
Doc Kevin Costner.
I was just trying to come give it.
all this time you didn't even know why you was dead. That's terrible. That's fucking bad.
That's why another reason you did. You don't even know why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that's why we don't even feel bad. We talking about it and shit with you. We discussing the plan and shit.
What make you think? This is what I don't understand. It's weird because
Nigga over here like, okay, George.
You'll never hear me saying nothing about saving nothing. As a matter of fact, I'm the one to tell y'all that soon I'll talk about how it was and how it should have been will be considered treason.
Just look at the rabbits, Dave. Just look at the
That's
rabbits,
all I'm
Dave.
trying to tell you.
Not look at the rabbit. Look at the
Just look at
flowers.
the rabbits.
Just look at the flowers.
I forget how that scene went.
Look at the flowers, Daisy.
Oh my god!
Nice Walking Dead pun.
Yeah, man. Oh god, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, look at
about
that was from Walking Dead. No, I was thinking about Mice and Men. I was thinking about of Mice and Men, but yeah, they did that in Walking Dead to a little girl. That was fucked up. That was wild. Walking Dead was a great show.
Oh, we living in it, hood.
The Walking Dave. It's the Walking Dave.
The Walking Dave. Oh, bogus.
Ain't no getting
Oh, bogus.
I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun with this shit.
You good, Dave? You good, Dave, bro? I mean, I don't have my.
Now we got Mad Dave, like Mad Max. Now we got Mad Dave.
The Terminator, boy.
When the boys go play, Dave can't play with us.
Nah, because he gonna bring a Keisha. So somehow, some way, he gonna be like, "Yo, you gotta let Keisha play too," and she gonna be over there looking all fucked up, and we gonna be like, "See, it's why you ain't supposed to be here, Dave."
Yeah.
I don't know why you think. Never mind. I'm gonna let y'all keep believing this crazy shit.
Cause you can't have a Negro empire without Keisha, bro. Don't think you slick.
The homie, remember the homie?
Yeah.
Existed. I don't want to go down that road. Y'all ain't ready for it yet.
I'm not. You're absolutely
all
right.
will
That's,
be seen, man.
that's why you dead and we alive. We wasn't ready for it.
Hey, chat. I like what y'all doing, man. Like, give me movie titles with Dave, and I like Dave Lander. That was
Dave
good.
Lander. Not Dave Lander. You know it's crazy. Yo, Homelander is supposed to be the bad guy. He's like he's the antagonist of the show, but he's my favorite guy, bro. I kind of want good things for Homelander. It's probably gonna be bad things for that universe they live in, but I want to see Homelander reach his final form.
So why is there so much hate in your heart for me reaching my final form?
Because I gotta live in your world. That's why, motherfucker. That's exactly. I literally just said it's gonna be bad for their world.
Homelander's gonna wind up dead too.
Hey, either way,
Escape
I want to
from
see how
Dave.
it goes.
Like Escape from New York, Escape from Dave.
If you're familiar with the comic book, it's based on, so.
Hey, oh, you know what? I didn't really. I'm not all the way familiar with the whole story. I only know like part of it. So yeah, you're not. Thank you for ruining it for me.
It's gruesome in the comic. I mean, they kind of. I don't want to say when they did the Herogasm arc.
I remember that. Yeah, I know about Herogasm.
I would say in the comic is more bizarre than that.
In the show it was low because the comic is already over the top, and the show is over the top for TV anyway. So I get it.
They did his own identity. Yeah, there's some things I like in the show that from the comic. There's some I don't. And stuff. Yeah, but other than that, yeah.
Anyway, we got off track. We gotta get back to this.
Here's the thing, and this is you're the stand-in for the only good man, Dave. You're today's only good man, and I need you to understand the power.
Good black man.
I can't understand.
Strong black man.
An emergency, man.
You got a strong back and all of that shit.
So what happens is, in order to be the only good man, that means there can be no other men, because other men are better than you at what they're better at you at, which means there's a diversity of men, and men have to respect each other's differences and each other's similarities. But to be the only good man, essentially you're the only man. I watched this in the boomers my whole life, bro.
It's like we've all accepted a certain level of ain't shitness about ourselves and each other, and we've come to terms with that. and then we can build.
I accept that I ain't shit. Dirty, you accept you ain't shit.
My body count would be my body count if I thought I was a good man.
I don't even know what that number is. What is it? How you counted?
I
Like, that's
did,
crazy.
bro. I counted. I got through like 300 names, and then I started forgetting names, and it was places like girl at the
That's
food
a-
court, girl in the mall. So then I started doing averages. Like, man, I was doing like 4 different girls.
Right. I've had highs and lows, good years and
Right,
bad
man.
years.
Right, I'm trying to divide them. Like, then Keisha made me mad, and I fucked her best friend and her sister. Do I count those two? Like, think it. I don't think
Man,
You know what
it's
happened, bro? I fucked Shauna from DTP, right? But I forgot I fucked her, right? And my friends told me, they pulled out the Disturbing the Peace Golden Grill album cover, like, man, you know who this is? I'm like, I don't know, Shorty. Like, you don't know Shorty? I don't know, Shorty. So then, like, that's Shauna, you fucked her. I'm like, I fucked her. So I asked my neighbor, then I fucked my neighbor, just like, you fucked her. So I asked my barber, because my barber knew everything. He's like, yeah, nigga, you fucked her. And then I asked my, he was like,
man, her ass got soft too, Dirty. That motherfucker
yeah,
nice and
bro,
soft too,
I'm
bro.
telling you, bro, she was a bum when she got naked. Her body was flawless. But this before she got, like, I had that like 97 or something. So once I realized that other people knew my sex life better than I knew my sex life, I was like, yo, I need to slow down. I'm gonna get AIDS or something, bro.
Jesus Christ. All right, we gotta get back to the clip now.
A few good days.
Hey, I ran.
How
out of
young
blunts.
are you willing to go?
Hey, look,
Ooh, I love that.
I gotta mute
See,
myself
now
because
this,
I ran out of blunts and I gotta go get me some.
Yeah, mute up and roll up, Dave. That's what's up.
All right,
I'll be
man.
doing the same thing.
Stop without nicotine.
this is when the conversation
Come on.
gets good.
Come on now. We want to know that.
I'm gonna.
Because, like, look, I told you now.
Listen.
Look.
Hold on.
Come on.
What?
Because
You going or I'm going? Who going first?
you. I mean,
So I'm willing to. I think, late 20s.
men, this is where you turn the TV all the way up. Go ahead.
Late 20s
Okay.
would be the youngest.
We gotta put a
However,
name. We got to put a number on that, though. Like you, 27, 26.
27-ish.
X's.
Mm-hmm. But
Okay.
again, it depends on the maturity level of that man.
But this is where I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
But
I
this
knew.
is where
I baited you. I knew where we were going.
your patience has
Be there.
to give him the
100%.
patience to bring his value
Yeah.
up, or his function up to his
100%.
value.
100%.
Right.
100%.
But
100%.
so now
100%.
100%
Yeah.
this too.
100%.
Oh,
I hate these conversations with women these are really popular now in the live streaming world, but these conversations with women that consist of all these intangible, incalculable concepts, high value woman, a woman who's done the work. You can't do that with a woman who's fully healed. You wouldn't be able to get away with that with a woman who's realized the value in herself. Like all these magical concepts. And it's like, why do I have to speak magic to talk to girls, bro? That shit is irritating.
Good. You know
And I
what?
don't think you have to. So, and I reject that shit. And that's why, people get mad at me.
Hood, you know what? This brings, this woman brings up a valid point. There's one particular whore that I can't stand. That is a whore with a psychology degree. Not only they are whores, they are supposedly be intelligent whores that learn how to manipulate other whores and other lesser enthused men. Basically, her script is she gonna be the older chick to a young nigga, and she gonna use all them little psychology manipulation tricks because she think that ergo as long as I'm in charge, as long as I know how to go ahead and do what's right for me to control this little nigga, I'm gonna make sure he knows that the black woman is God.
I was gonna say something close to that, not like how you said it, but yeah, she wanted younger dudes so she can manipulate them. She'll never get a dude. Here's my thing: she's an articulate idiot. That's why I push back when you guys were like, girls are smart. But I'm like, they're articulate. Like they talk a lot about nothing. They cotton candy. There's a lot of air in there. They're articulate. They pretty. Yeah.
I think girls are smart. Like when I say women are smart, and I'm not even being tongue in cheek in this, but when I say women are smart, it's more like in a predatorial sense, right? Like nobody thinks you're not gonna get a lion or a bear. A bear is not gonna do your taxes. A bear can't tell you how to formulate a good life plan, right? But bears are smart in the way a predator is smart, in that
Well,
they know how to get exactly what they want out of a thing. And women are smart in that way. They know exactly they know exactly how to get what they want out of men. And
I mean,
that's an intelligence that men don't even necessarily know how to fight all the time.
I totally disagree.
I
you
Men
are
to sell
right.
their own coochie made
Hood,
coochie prices $5. Girls even need a
hey,
pimp to sell their own body. Women don't know how to do
hey,
nothing right.
Look, women have the
Hood.
emotional intelligence like Rain Man. Women have the women's intuition like Forrest fucking Gump. Tell me where I'm wrong at. Tell me,
Hey,
because them two examples they try to lead with say they got emotional intelligence and they have women's intuition, but you look at their
I
baby
don't
dad.
I don't think we can have on the one hand knowledge of so many men who got jammed up by girls, who made bad decisions with obviously the wrong women, and men who just had bad outcomes with women in general, without women having some kind of hand in it. Like I think it's obvious that women have some kind of skill in it. They may not be smart in terms of, like, if you want to build a building, like design it from scratch, you're not necessarily going to find a girl. But if you want to set a dude up, you're going to send a girl at him.
Yeah,
I
but
grant you that.
Hood, I look, I agree with you, right? It is a relative thing, but I just seen videos the other day. They taught these dogs how to drive cars. They modified the cars so the dogs be able to drive. And
Yo,
I
I
seen
seen
another
a
video.
rat. I seen a rat, bro. This dude built a little teeny tiny car, and it was like a little like a toy car. It was big enough to put an actual rat in, and he gave it like 4 buttons to go. I think it was 3 buttons. It was left, right, and forward. And he would put little treats out, and the rat had to drive to the treat, bro. He made the rat drive a car. So women
Yeah,
and rats can drive
yeah.
cars.
Even I even seen a dog, man, like riding a lawnmower. They modified this riding lawnmower for this dog to mow this lawn.
But
You
to
ever
be fair,
seen you seen this the surfing squirrel?
yeah, the serpent
Yeah, I
squirrel be
have.
a gangster.
That was they did like several of those
Yeah,
though
that was
over the
like
years.
years ago. But women are rats, bro. We called them hood rats in the 90s.
Bingo.
I would argue that, myself included, before I realized that girls can't love and they're just weaponizing men's love, I like all other men who grew up with a black mom was taught like girls are there's a nice girl somewhere. So you set yourself up for that. Women don't necessarily set you up.
That's
Women
that.
are,
That's that
are
somewhere over the rainbow bullshit.
Bullshit,
women
they do say
Yeah.
what the
no. Women are opportunists. You set yourself up. You gave her access to your shit. Nigga, I flew a girl in from the A, nigga, and the girl broke into my fucking fire safety shit. You know the fireproof safes that you got? But mine had a key. I didn't have a combination. The bitch picked the lock to my safe. Nigga was telling me about my bearer bonds and shit. I'm like, what? I had to send the bitch back on. Look, girls. But if she would have robbed me blind, which she couldn't, because she could have. She took my money. She could have flew home. But if she would have robbed me, it'd have been my fault for having this goofy bitch who I met in a fucking parking lot of 112 in my crib. Right? Men set themselves up for women to do dumb shit because men think women are good people.
Yeah, I think women do get a lot of passes on the image of women being good and wholesome. And men I think we kind of like that image of women, even if it hurts us in the long run.
Or
We
they just
need that.
pussy thirsty also too.
No, I think we need that image of women, because without that, we would be really, really harsh to women on some like Middle Eastern
You
shit.
know, but
you
no,
supposed to
I
be.
disagree with
They
that.
need
No,
that. They yearn for that. They desire that. They begging you for that. But no. What you say, dirty? They scared to out five them.
Man,
you
scared of
want you
Al
want men to
5, bro.
think if you're a certain way, you need to act it. You need to earn it. Most
I
men do not know how to
I
make a
I
earn it.
I
That's their thing.
hesitate because that isn't the particular culture that was like the most dominant culture in the history. They had their time, but ultimately the Western culture proved to be the most dominant culture. And I think what I'm saying is there needs to be some kind of middle ground, right? I don't like where we are now with all this loose liberalism, but I don't think we need to go to desert lengths either. We don't have to have a desert tribes approach to women either, because they are some different shit. They have things you don't necessarily want to have either.
Okay, here's a problem with what you're saying. That's you saying just early in I guess earlier podcast that today's Republicans are 1982 Democrats, right?
Mm-hmm.
At some point, the bell curve has to spin back. You have to go full desert sand nigga oppression.
No, 1900 Orthodox Christianity.
To get back to the median, to bring the bell curve back to center. Will it? It'll tilt back again eventually, right? Like Rome had to fall. Like Rome had all them little gay, them lady boys and fat chicks talking about they Lizzo.
If you look at these videos, because I'll be on Twitter all the time. That's like my preferred social media. But a lot of times there'll be videos of like old Europe back in like when color video and TV was first a thing. And there'd be videos, or people would go back and color the videos themselves, I think. But there'd be videos of like men and women just walking around different cities in Europe and England, even in America too. One thing you notice, there were no titties popping. The women were covered. They were covered almost to levels acceptable in the desert, like Islamic levels. Like women had scarves on their head and whatnot, and these were like European Christian women. And so the point I'm trying to make is that there are things that I think we could actually go back in time to that is still actually Western culture.
I wouldn't do that.
No, I want to keep the status quo the way it is. I like to see titties and ass on IG and on Twitter.
Indigenous culture is different. African culture is different from European.
Like under the dirty folks plan, I wouldn't allow them to wear clothes. They don't like wearing clothes. No way. They go shopping all day just to come home and take their
Yeah, but you wouldn't let them off the plantation. So it's like,
okay. So there's a trade off. You naked, but you here.
Yeah. What would I complain about? I'm not at your house all day.
So again, at least I'm thinking about for mankind. I want these bitches, they can still wear the little teddies, the little lingerie on Instagram and what's the name.
They gotta wear onesies. If they gotta wear onesies. They can have the snap at the bottom onesie.
Not onesies with the snap crotch.
No. I want to see some skin. I want to see some curves. I want to see that thong.
Not even the zip up back. He said the onesie with the snap crotch.
Look, I'm a pragmatic businessman. You know what I'm saying? I know what men want. Bitches want to be naked, but look, they want to tease you. See, you want them to be naked, but guess what? They don't get no excitement out of it. They want to tease you.
I don't care what they
want. They be wearing that stuff to the grocery store, man.
See, you know what? I want to end on this note, but this is like the final reason, and this is why Jesse Waters got in trouble with that comment he made about the generals will have their way with Kamala or whatever. We can't help but to devolve into sexual innuendo. No matter how high-minded the conversation intends to be, if it goes on long enough, someone's going to make a sexual innuendo joke about the women. And it's just in our nature as men. It's hard to do that. When it comes to male leadership, men, we wouldn't do because it's weird and gay. But when there's a female leadership, like sooner or later, it'd be like, hey, those titties though. Like we just can't help it.
But who you think of here, right? You know she's not faithful to her. She got to be a beard. So who you think should not Waltz, because Walt look like he a beard too.
Well, I don't know if her husband's gay, really, because allegedly he like cheated on his ex-wife and got the nanny knocked up. So I don't know if he's really gay.
That don't mean nothing, man. That probably
he's like a secret agent on some different shit. I don't think he's hiding his gayness. He's hiding something else.
All right, so let me go kick it off. All right, so you asked about black woman leadership, right? Now let's go back to what I said earlier in the last beginning of the panel. Tiffany fucking Henry. Now this bitch. Kwame Kilpatrick couldn't get away with what this chick has gotten away with the money from Dalton. This chick is now on record spending and tricking money recently in Texas spending more than the taxpayers' money of Dalton. They stupid, goofy asses. They get what they fucking deserve. It is what it is. But still, though, this is the black woman leadership. Because keep in mind, she's the current demographic of the black woman. She's a millennial. She's from the hood, so she grassroots. She's not running out only one township, she's running two at the same time. So that's that boss chick mentality. She's the epitome of what the B-dub and what these liberal women and men, well, I guess it is just women. I mean, since you want to talk about liberal, so all the liberal women, even ones with phalluses, are going to support this shit.
And she a felon. How you become the mayor and you a felon?
And she, oh damn.
Yeah, she used to be a card cracker. She was bouncing checks and shit.
Hey,
And
listen, I raised the
if you
question
look
I
at-
asked earlier, bro. Name a black female mayor who's actually good. Nobody likes their black female town leaders or whatever. Heads
Yo,
of
I
state.
just thought about that. How your mayor a card cracker? Now you surprised she messed up your treasury? Like this is what she does.
Hey, Hood, when you ask for black female mayors, are we also talking about ones on TV? Because that's the only ones I could think about. You know what?
Those are the only ones that be good. And you know what? This is why I don't watch TV anymore. I swear to God, I realize watching television will give you an impression of women that you can never find in real life. Like you be in love, straight up romantic, over the hills love with TV impressions of femininity, and you can never find these women in the real world.
The tea,
And then they make it look like they're also good at whatever job they're in.
I was just looking up, with mayor qualifications. I think it depends on cities and stuff like that. But the president is a whole different level. Yeah, I mean, you can still be a felon and still run for president. The only thing you got to be for requirements is to be 35 years and over, a natural born citizen, and at least live here for at least 14 years. That is it. That's why everybody's so shocked about Trump and everything. I'm like, yeah, you can still be a felon, run for president. You can become president also too. That's not one of the requirements to run for president.
And shout out to I don't.
Yo, I gotta do a show about this Colorado shit, man, because I've been collecting a lot of videos about this shit, man. This immigration thing is getting out of control. My next show gonna be all immigration, bro. This shit is crazy.
Oh, they tearing up Colorado Hood. Denver, Boulder, what?
Yeah, bro, these Venezuelans is getting crazy, man. This shit
That's
about
the
to
one
be Caracas out
that
there.
I'm like, yo, I was just discussing that with a passion of mine. I'm like, yo, they know where to go to say neighborhoods. It's like the freaking Carter and shit like that. Let me look for the weak-minded people, really weak-minded blacks and shit, and take over.
I'm really looking for weak-minded whites, bro, because we're in Chicago. Like, look, bro, if it wasn't for our gay-ass mayor, if it wasn't for Brandon Johnson's work, bisexual. Look, bro, they mess with our old people, and I don't like that. They mess with our like 60-year-old people. I don't like that.
Hold on, 60-year-old people is boomers, man. What the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, but they still
soft
got
targets, bro.
Yeah. I don't
Soft
care if your
targets,
grandson beat you up. It can't be no foreigner, bro.
All right, I'm back.
But
yeah, that's where we going now, man. I got to talk about that shit next. That shit's getting crazy.
Bro. They don't. Am I lying on Mr. O? Like they kind of spooked us out here, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, man, allowing them up in like this, they taking over neighborhoods.
We done put in a full 3-hour conversation, a straight up panel stream. The whole stream was a panel from start to finish, man. We got to wrap this thing up. Shout out to all the panelists, man. Thank all y'all.
Left hand side, bro.
That's how gonna be tomorrow hood or like during the weekend.
Oh yeah, everybody in the hood chat and dirty chat, subscribe to my channel too. You know what I'm saying?
All right, and everybody give their condolences to Dave, man. It's been nice, but we've all determined that.
You know what I'm saying? They over here.
And I'm gonna miss everybody. And I'm gonna miss everybody.
I call them the fallback boys.
Dave in the gangster lane right now.
Dave did it for Tribe though. Dave did it so we could all be better, bro. If it wasn't for Dave,
Sacrifice his life.
He didn't really. We had to hunt him down and shoot him like a dog. But still, we gonna on his statue. We gonna say he sacrificed for the community.
Oh, I miss my man Dave, y'all. He should have been gone in front of the panel. Sorry.
Oh yeah, all of that. We gonna have mixtapes, t-shirts, little buttons and shit. R.I.P. Dave.
Man, the Fallback Boys always try to talk about victory, man.
But yeah, we gotta end this panel, man.
Yeah, we gonna send you with your ancestors in that black empire, man. You gonna be right with the ancestors.
Yeah, bro. You gonna like being dead.
That's what I'll be ready to do.
God, I'm sorry. All right, that was too far. That was too far.
Fallback Boys don't know when to fall back.
We gotta get out of here. This is what happens after the 3-hour mark, bro. This shit goes too far, man. This is why I gotta pull an OG move and just end this shit now, man. We doing too much. We doing too much, yo. Shout out to the panelists, man. Thank y'all to everybody who was watching. Shout out to all the other people on the extra streams. I know half the panelists up here was like double streaming the conversation. So that's actually what I want to happen. We gotta spread these panels out. We gotta get the other people up into the conversation.